your currency to be stable. The fundamentals will not support it.
Right.
They will not support
for a bailout. Well, the president says it's policy credibility, not a bailout. What should go in there? Because along the line with your predictions and the lectures you gave, you said that if things don't go well, that is where we might have to go. If we're going for a bailout, what are we asking for?
Well, I think I did make the point, I think, in my last major lecture in Ghana, that if the government doesn't take certain decisions, we will end up with a request for a bailout from the IMF. And this is exactly what has happened. Mismanagement has consequences. Bad policies have consequences. And Ghana is going to...
Ladies and gentlemen, you will recall that I stated in 2014 that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. That was true then, and it is true now. It is 100% correct. So if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. But it is warped logic to jump from that to a conclusion that if there is depreciation in your currency, then the fundamentals must be weak. Do you understand the logic? It is very warped logic. If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Funny from Allah, oh yeah, sit Allah, oh yeah, funny from Allah, oh yeah, sit Allah, oh yeah, funny from Allah, oh yeah.
Meba, ye be trainee youth, memunu 1 million for ICT jobs. Software development, 1 million youth, ye be trainee omum. Meba, ye be boa small scale miners. Ye be boa omo, ye be shisha minerals development bank. Na ye nyesika aboa omo, na omo ye omo ejumano. To say ye boa ekriafo. Small scale miners. Ye the new regime eba. Yanko shi obia excavator biom ye be shisha new regime na ye di akoye nim ene upe passport jisa uko akoji form afili na wa twen na wakonya passport me ba ye di shisha foforo ba uwo Ghana card unhia se uya application akoji passport biom ubefa phone ufa phone noa na ya bisa o Ghana card number ude to hope na wetua fee no na yaye o passport amao enwa no because your information ni nyina e wo Ghana card so edi memuno passport there ebeye koko ebeye easy ama obia.
You are ripped now. Even small money you send to yourself, the bank collect, everybody collect, e-levy, why? You know, it's terrible. Then go and read the Ghana Demographic Health Survey. Health outcomes, double disease burden. In 2024, young guys are getting even all kinds of lifestyle, plenty things. Healthcare service, if you don't have money, cash and carry. Quality of education, bobo, kids can't even spell properly. Class size big, then come and sit here and say, oh, we are doing it. Nanado is doing what? What is he doing? What is it? What are you saying? We feel it. What are you talking about? You do what? Because in the name of politics, who speak the truth? Because the person from our hometown. You don't get me. Or from your wherever. Let's be honest for once. The reason we are not doing well is because we are not honest as a citizen. Countries that do well, they value the truth. And truth is not just saying yes or no. Truth is looking for facts. You look for inquiry. That's why we go to school. Education is the search for truth. The truth about malaria, the truth about unemployment, the truth about currency depreciation, the truth about our own prejudice. Research is to find truth. So you push money into research, medicine, hypertension, research into cancer. That's truth. So societies that value truth, like Japan, they'll do better than you because you don't value truth. You get me? If you don't, you can pray, but that's not truth. If you don't value, societies that advance, they value truth. They spend money to ascertain the truth about their situation, and they solve it. But you don't want to accept the truth. You don't want to accept the truth. You want to tell yourself you are the best, and you believe it. The fact that you believe a lie is just delusion. Now you can be delusional. Now delusion means you are lying to yourself. You can lie to somebody. That's dishonest. But delusion is worse than dishonesty, because delusion means you know you are wrong, but you believe, you convince yourself you are right. We are delusional. Ghana, Black Star of Africa for where? First country of Sahara. So what? Go and look at all the facts. Some guy did a video on Cote d'Ivoire. Go and look at the Cote d'Ivoire video. Look at the stadiums they are playing in. Look at the stadium of football. Look at the parks. Is the parks in Cote d'Ivoire you are seeing? Is there anyone in Ghana like this? Even Accra Sports Stadium, they stopped that they are going to do music concerts in a stadium. You go and see nails on the floor and things. Our football is going bad. Then you get up and say, what are you talking about? We can't even compete in football. There's no grassroots, AstroTurfs everywhere. We've lost it. There's no commitment to excellence anywhere. People don't even read any properly. Stories are poorly written everywhere. We are just living, shouting every day, convincing ourselves that we have the first sub-Saharan African country for successful elections. You sit there, look at Senegal. Don't rest on your own. Let's get serious. Let's go back to truth. Speak the truth. Why are we failing? That's the thing. Let's go. Let's ascertain the truth. If you don't value truth, you can't advance. Societies that value truth, they will do well for their citizens. We are living a lie. If you live a lie, nature will resist you. Because the lie, you see, truth is reality. So the more you search for truth, the closer you get to reality. That's why some people have put research into things to solve their problems. We don't want to do that. We've thrown all our scientists to the background, all our professors, they are book long too much. We go on air. How can you advance? How can you advance? You are doing the discussion on the policy. When you are in power, it means everything you want to say is true. People have done research and they have told you the thing is wrong. You don't care because you have power. And you appoint some of your upstarts on social media to attack people who speak. Follow them with robots, bots and things. You get some money and you think you are doing something to yourself. When your child falls sick and you don't have ambulance, that's when you know that you lived a lie. That's what. So let's go for truth. That's the issue. If you don't have truth, you cannot succeed. And the truth starts with us being honest to the facts. The facts show that the economy is not doing well and the government has mismanaged it. Let's accept it. Let's accept it and stop all these big English.
Unleashing the power of relevant. It all began with those who doubted.
We are praying that they lift up their game today. If they win, we will all be happy. But if they lose, well.
And then there were those who believed.
Changes now, coach in the air, and I sure say, and him say,
with South Korea, we are hoping everything will be nice. 2-0 won't be bad.
The look on the faces of these fans here at the Epos Pub tells how ready they are for Ghana's game against South Korea. Amidst cheers from fans, Otto Addo's men showed grit until the final whistle. The match started with the dominance of the South Korean side, which looked strong during the first 20 minutes, forcing 7 corners. But in the end, Ghana emerged victorious. There was wild jubilation after the game. People just couldn't hide their joy.
Victory. Long may it continue.
Congratulations to everybody. Today the players play very well. They play up to expectation, but the coach should be careful. Kudus and Dede should always be maintained.
Jordan, why are you there? Jordan.
Ghana will face old foes Uruguay in the next match, whereas South Korea will have to win against Portugal to keep their chances alive.
It's football. Sometimes football, things happen. As I said earlier, the only thing we have is that we have control over our performance, but we don't have control what will happen at the end. But you can see everyone gave 100%, and everyone gave 100%, and everyone was good today because the approach was different from the first game. We started well, and then we finished well. Just that we did mistakes as a team, and then we need to go back there and then correct those mistakes. And then what I'm happy about is we still have last game to go. That's the most important thing, because sometimes you can't get another chance to go again. So if you still have another chance to go again, we just need to stay united, and then we make sure we move as one family, and then we deliver.
I think now today's game is over. We have to focus about the Monday game. So we have training tomorrow, and then we see the Monday game how we go. But today we learn, and I think we did very well today. You can see we have 2 goals early, and they come and we give them the goals. So I think Monday will be different game. So we are good.
You've been in the dressing room. Is it more disappointment, or you're taking the positives from this game?
Yeah, of course. Everybody is disappointed. Even you, I know Ghana, everybody is disappointed. So, like I say, today's game is over. So we look forward for Monday game.
We win as a team, we lose as a team. There is no individual mistake. When we do a mistake, we do mistake as a team. You know, this is the most important thing, because when you mention a player, you're gonna kill the player for the next game. You understand? It's the most important thing. So we win as a team, we lose as a team. So the most important thing is we need to focus on the next game, I think.
Pressure on you guys ahead of the final group game?
No, really. Just we need to give everything. I think we're going to get the win when you give everything. Yeah.
The performance today was good, but obviously the mistakes let us down. But listen, we just have to win on Monday. That's all we can do now.
And you believe we can do that?
I believe we can do that. We've got the players to. We showed them the performance today without the mistakes. So yeah, let Monday come and hopefully we can win.
I wish you well.
You look at the first half, you were excellent. But I just want to find out, in terms of chemistry, how is it going with the guys that you played with today?
I mean, you know what the players are going to do. Like, we train with them every day, so we know what their strengths or weaknesses are. So whenever, for example, Kudus gets the ball, I know he's going to dribble, so I stay far away so he can have the space. But I think the chemistry is good.
Your expectations for the next game? Are you going to win? Are you confident?
Yeah, we are confident. Yeah, it's a crucial game.
It's football. Sometimes football, things happen. As I said earlier, the only thing we have is that we have control over our performance, but we don't have control what will happen at the end. But you can see everyone gave 100%, and everyone gave 100%, and everyone was good today because the approach was different from the first game. We started well, and then we finished well. Just that we did mistakes as a team, and then we need to go back there and then correct those mistakes. And then what I'm happy about is we still have last game to go. That's the most important thing, because sometimes you can't get another chance to go again. So if you still have another chance to go again, we just need to stay united. And
most of us Ghana just no fee. But you are just in the chair, baby. Oh, who got a fine pa? Oh, you grab me, but I can't have a bomb and plan. I'm a chasing more cat and my voice. Ah, Namana, or mine up, and Pervona Blab on a chance, and a team who's a blab or team with you. So, over mount. But the battle mount man, what's anything? Wow, you have the Pervona Blab one, or your team who's a blab.
I will say, let's comment on the Bravo Ghana Morocco. South last time, ready, man, can you have that ladies in the choir? Yeah.
It's football. Sometimes football. It's football. Sometimes football.
Most of us Ghana just no fee. But you are. Oh, you grab me, but I can't have a bomb and plan. I'm a chasing more cat and my voice. Ah, the match no say. Oh, match in it. Sana, or mine up, and Pervona Blab on a chance, and a team who's a blab or team with you. So, over mount. But was all Mount Man, what's in it? Wow, she, you have a penny for a black one, or you think you black one.
I will say,
most of us gonna just no fee. But your house, I guess in the cherry fee. Oh, who got a fine pa? Oh, you grab me, but I can't have a bomb and plan and I'm chasing more cat and my now Martin, who say, oh, Martin, idea. Sana, or mine up and Penfona black one and chance and a team who's a black one. Team with you. So, who's over mount? But the bus was Mount Man, what's in it? Wow.
Well, Yamia or Basso. On one of Bassassi. Australia Sassy to Minina. Minina Chinese out. On an hour ding pudding. To Minina, Yanidia. Yes, we wouldn't any war.
Most of us gonna just no fee. But your house, I guess in the cherry fee. Oh, who got a fine pa? Oh, you grab me, but I can't have a bomb and plan and I'm chasing more cat and my now Martin, who say, oh, Martin, idea. Sana, or mine up and Penfona black one and chance and a team who's a black one. Team with you. So, who's over mount? But the bus was Mount Man, what's in it? Wow, she, you have a penny for a black one, or you team who's a black one.
I will say, let's comment on the Bravo Ghana Morocco. South last already, the man carry Hazakas ladies in the choir. Yeah. Defenders in your money crew level 100 near Rabam Library. Yeah, Radio Bayani. Yeah.
Most of us gonna just no fee. But your house, I guess in the cherry fee. Oh, who got a fine pa? Oh, you grab me, but I can't have a bomb and plan and I'm chasing more cat and my now Martin, who say, oh, Martin, idea. Sana, or mine up and Penfona black one and chance and a team who's a black one. Team with you. So, who's over mount? But the bus was Mount Man, what's in it? Wow, she, you have a penny for a black one, or you team who's a black one.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Tuesday, the 19th day of November 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude goes to Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front page of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Ban surface mining, statesman to government. Ghana Standards Authority uncovers unapproved material in mattress production. AG prosecutes 15 illegal mining cases. Sign on to Africa Responsible Mineral Sourcing Initiative. Mineral-rich African countries urged. 2024 National Education Week launched. The Ghanaian Times. End Galamsey cases in 2024. Attorney General to courts. Cholera kills 7 in Central Region. Ghana needs campaign financing framework to regulate spending. Daily Guide. Rice fed to SHS students not rotting. Education Ministry. German University honors Anton Wilhelm Amu. PMMC elevates Ghana's gold industry. SIGA. Alan attacks Kufuor over Bawumia endorsement. Ambassador Salamu appeals for peace. Otumfuo bids late son farewell. The New Crusading Guide. Fight against Galamsey. Judges frustrate AG's efforts with long adjournments. Bawumia's competence key to Ghana's future. John Ajekun Kufuor. Smear campaign against Duka uncovered. Forestry Commission Caspod mines fingered. Daily reports on illegal mining cases before the court in 2nd D. Right of Youth and Disability International condemns NDC's attack on J. Kufuor. Emiliata challenges presidential aspirants to formulate policies for herbal practitioners. EC destroys questionable ballot materials for Hafo and Volta regions. The Insight. 2 more Nkrumah factories gone. Demo against inaction on corruption, selective enforcement of Right to Information Act. Human rights activists arrested, detained and granted police inquiry bail after 48 hours. Minority calls for probe into distribution of expired rights to SHS students. The law's interpretation sometimes defy logic. Togba Federal reacts to Supreme Court's ruling on vacant seats. People's Tribunal condemns imperialism for genocide, hunger, violation of sovereignty, racism, and others. The Daily Statesman. Ashanti youth fight NDC over attacks against Kufuor. Bono Regional Minister intensifies campaign for Bawumia NPP PCs. Government's $200 million TCDP to boost agricultural sector. NEIP supports micro businesses with training and financing. NDC's shady drip machinery purchase under scrutiny. Daily Post. NPP conducting fake opinion polls to counter NDC's predicted victory. Mahama. Honorable Apak unveils Mahama's comprehensive plan to improve and sustain secondary education, free SHS. Lordina Mahama campaigns in Kumasi markets, selling NDC's 2024 manifesto. Economy Times. Bank of Ghana likely to hold policy rate. Job availability rises by 9.5% for first 7 months. FDI drops significantly, both in volumes and value for first half 2024. That's foreign direct investment. Ghana Palava. Election 2024, Mahama leads with 51.9% in latest Global Info Analytics poll. NDC to expose master brain behind MPP's election rigging plot today. NPP conducting fake opinion polls to counter NDC's predicted victory, Mahama. The New Republic, from riches to red. Broke Bank of Ghana moves into 4 billion luxury office after making 6.8 billion cedis losses in 2023 alone. Anger in Burma camp. 9 soldiers framed up, victimized and court-martialed under the pretext of refusing COVID-19 vaccination. Fake news robots terrorize NDC. Desperate Baumia camp fingered. And that's about it for the front pages. We're back shortly.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Good business means seeing the possibilities and maximizing opportunities. Making sure you have a responsive support system backs your business goals. A partner that gives you a stable platform with reliable connectivity and seamless solutions, and better understands the tools required to take you to the next level. With so many moving parts in running a business, we do our best to provide you with some stability. The only kind of stability you can find with MTN Business Broadband, the fastest and most reliable internet provider in Ghana, making sure you stay ahead and stay connected, because we understand what makes your business tick.
Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
MTN.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luckiest everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get back packing so you have to come out. Wallahi. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man.
Good luck. Hey, Bill Radio. We are star 712 hash. Put your phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712 hash. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one. Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
No, maybe straight to option 4. Now we try.
need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
there we are. Tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and prepare. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
John, Mema Wakwaba.
Yeah, so.
Alaji, Mema Wakwaba.
Yeah.
John, I had a bro, one on them.
I really am a gun and Tina Menamo, and Breca Cran Mijano. Tonotina Masaba.
Alaji, I had a bro.
Yo, Medasi. Moamonim, Tamana, Amawa, which Momiana, Nambe Bobo and a Kakra. As I say, dear, my crowd say, me pese me be wareno. Na me ko siesie no na me man san gina ne na asobium no ye kra behwe
yo abusuafo yes empa yo amagana wasumo
nintumi ensan nachi sho bread baby a wo de me fam amane hu baby nintumi biom forward ever backwards never
John wo okwan a wo de me bai fa so ahokire ekom dum so hwa me nana no ya free SHS ya ba ya come anya school anko ene hwe ya o ma ye fe
ase o ma se sambe she obo sa ho mache 2 o'clock kokura meko band na makwa ko yiska e de abra magana na maboni getire ama na starting kokon kitenkete hey
akunta you are still incompetent
2% osade mama abrabo eto chacha ti say aviator there be emaso
Alaji has also promised us jobs through digitalization. Ejimambe bususe.
Alaji dear, metenefua ne masore. Emiri bia mekani abesano. Otimi to kania light e woni phone so. E ma me ba bia wonam bia. Yo amagana. Enya me me ware amawo. Alaji ni John so ni. Wa chusu.
No ababa say. Eye Alaji number 1.
Alaji number one.
Esuro.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of banter.
Matias.
Her smile, the fresh breath.
Me jidi say we use Kel 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Kel 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasan.
Ile kosen. Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Dr. Baumian once said,
"We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast."
In 2020, we will promise an airport and a harbor. Fast forward to today, absolutely nothing. Show working. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enkoye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa. Oh, you right. Enye mo ko. Give us GC mixture and any capsules. Aye num boom. En ho asem na mo kana. E boa emma ene meme nyina. Na ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye bemasima. Ya, we be boa wo kunu. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyi nya nanim ti sese ne oyi chopmo.
Emene Castle. Achesa.
A painful a batter, one more menu for one and Quada when you feel to me. Achesa.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bread called mattress anymore? Don some slippers, then follow me. It is by the mattress we did the front there. Yeah? That'll be the mattress where the dead put on. Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like Ash Foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
Imagine a Ghana where your dreams are not defined by the tribe you're from, and your job is not decided by the party you support, but by the strength of our nation and the promise it holds. A Ghana where opportunity is equally based on every faith, every region, every district and every constituency. Where true unity exists and diversity is our power. A Ghana where all 16 regions are activated with industries, development and purpose to yield economic prosperity. And picture leadership that is not bound by party rules, but by the needs of the people. A government that is decided by the voice of the people. This is the vision of Nana Kwame Bediako and the New Force. We stand for everyone, for the youth, the women, men and the elderly. So when you step into that polling booth on December 7th, vote for Nana Kwame Bediako, number 12 on the ballot, with the 12 pillars under the apostolic governance, the 12 ministries, New Force, and Nidaswaba.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
Welcome. Please look into the camera for verification. Thank you, John. You are now verified. Please select your preferred candidate. New candidate. Profile being verified. Please choose another. New candidate. Profile not ready. Please choose another. To see development options for this candidate, press yes or cancel. Will cancel free SHS. Will cancel LEAP. Will cancel health insurance. Will bring back Doomsaw. Should I continue? Press yes or cancel. Please choose another. Development options. Will improve free SHS. Free healthcare. Flat rate scheme for importers. Jobs for the youth. Affordable public transport with electric buses. Generally, a great choice. The only choice really. Thank you for voting number 1.
Esuro. Vote number 1 on the ballot.
Dr. Baumia once said,
"But if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you."
Dr. Baumia, you know, when your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. That time now $1 to 4 cedis. And today, 11.5. The rate of depreciation. What are we going to say? $1 India, a Turkish near Medina, Ewo, Dosa or the Bremi. And me money deposit. Not dollar, no.
6 cedis to $1. In August 2022, over $100,000. I have the evidence. Between 1,550,000 Ghana cedis, meaning the dollar was 15 cedis, 50 pesos. Where were the strategies?
The dollar, which was selling at 4.2 Ghana cedis in 2016, is today selling at about 17 Ghana cedis. Prices keep rising, businesses are collapsing, yet the so-called economic messiah is dead silent and totally clueless about how to fix it. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. And it's been an awesome journey with Momo from MTN, 15 years of ease, safety, and convenience. This is definitely worth celebrating. That's why the Momo at 15 Rewards is here with amazing cash prizes to say thank you. Send money to an MTN Momo user or make payments to an MTN Momo merchant at no cost whatsoever, only on MTN. So go on, download My Momo on the App Store or Play Store to enjoy this. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply. And if you're thinking of getting the toothpaste that will take care of the entire family and save you some money, the recommended family toothpaste is Kel 360 toothpaste. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. Kel 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste is another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It's available in all supermarkets and malls and provision shops. You can call Samara Company on 0246 864 798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy smile. Right, with me on the show this morning, I have a private legal practitioner who's also a lecturer, a law lecturer, and also a member of the Legal Directorate of the MPP. Ishak Ibrahim is here with me on the show. Good morning, Ishak.
Good morning to you, and good morning to the viewers.
Right. Well, the former Chief Executive of the Free Zones Authority, Kojo Chumbuafo, will also join us shortly on the show. But while we wait for Kojo, let's start off with where we left off the last time.
Okay.
The last time we were on the show when the decision from the Supreme Court came.
Yes.
On the issue of the 4 MPs.
For the 4 MPs.
Yes, and we looked at, we just had heard the decision, but we didn't know about the reasons because they had not been communicated. And so we engaged in quite a lot of speculation.
Yes.
With respect to the 5-2 and all those issues and what they were about. But now the reasons are out. I'm sure that you have grabbed a copy. I'm sure you probably have read it about 10 times already. Made notes for your students.
Yes.
What do you make of it? Is there anything striking about it?
Yes.
What do you make of it? What will be the implications as far as Parliament and all that is concerned?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I've had the opportunity to read it, and I've also listened to very senior lawyers such as Chachi Chikata on TV3. I've also listened to Justice Achiguba Interconnect, and I've also listened to various politicians and lay people. And I remember when we were here, I think when they released it, you mentioned they only decided on what they
jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction.
Now the 5-2.
Yes. And I said jurisdiction alone will not be enough because jurisdiction wouldn't resolve the substantive issues. Okay. So, having said that, let's look at how the judgment was laid. The majority side, the minority, and the reasoning that goes behind it. So, I think at least they have we still argue over this, but what we are doing is just academic commentary. The law is now very clear on some aspects. At least they have given us interpretation of Article 971 G and H. At least there has been some interpretation on it. So we are not saying that there's no decision, there's a decision now. But let's look at how they reason, and especially Justice Tanko on the dissenting judgment.
Which has to do with the jurisdiction.
The jurisdiction, okay. Yes. So, I think if you look at the majority judgment, they first of all dealt with the jurisdiction aspect. Because as the writer said, jurisdiction goes to the heart of the decision itself. Even after judgment, if you found out that you didn't have jurisdiction, regardless of the decision, that judgment can always be set aside, especially the lower courts. If after Supreme Court, maybe a review will make them set it aside, but it's very difficult. Okay, so first, let's look at the journey of the case. So on the 15th, as the court said, they received the application. The application was filed, and it made very clear that the speaker was likely to make a decision, and they wanted interpretation of it. So the initial point was just interpretation of Article 97, 1G and H. Then the court said, if matters had left that way, they would have declined. Because if you look at Article 2 of the 1992 Constitution, especially when it said a person who alleges anything done. So the allegation, there was nothing in particular that has been done. But nevertheless, I don't understand why the court said that. Because if it is asking for interpretation, once there is a provision that is ambiguous, do you have to wait till something is done? But that's what they said, that they would have declined. But then they agreed to proceed with the substantive case because on the 17th of October, something really happened, and it was brought into their attention by Fonyo Markin when he applied for the interim injunction. And then subsequently, the speaker also applied to set aside the interim injunction that Fonyo Markin did. So they have some information. People have been very critical about why the court did this. Because some people said on the 15th there was no cause of action, and therefore the court should have struck it out. Nevertheless, they said they have used their discretion because what the Fonyo Markin invoked was Article 130, which they believe they have jurisdiction because it gives them the exclusive right to interpret and enforce the Constitution. That was the court reasoning. Other people say, no, you should just strike it out because of the procedural defect. I agree that Fonyo Markin and the normal legal practice should have amended the writ. They should have amended the substantive case to reflect what happened on the 17th. So this is where the minority argument is interested. If you look at Justice Tanko, he deployed legal theory of that of Professor Hart and Lloyd Fuller, where he spoke about the need to have consistency in the jurisprudence. That consistency is very important. But what surprised me is that Justice Tanko did not deploy that same legal reasoning when it comes to the fact that the court has exercised a discretion to accept, even though amendment wasn't made, but they linked the events of the 17th to the 15th and said that they were using, because their jurisdiction had been invoked, they could cure that particular discrepancy. Again, if you deploy legal theory properly, you will ask yourself, should we use procedural defects as an excuse to kill a substantive issue? Many courts say no. So many courts will say no. Because they have this overriding this, and they say in the interest of justice. Sometimes you can, even though there are procedural defects, but if there are substance on a substantive issue, you should not just kill something because of procedural defects. And again, law in fuller legal theory.
Does this apply to only the Supreme Court?
No, many courts. In fact, when you look at the CI 47, there are places whereby they say there is interest of justice. So sometimes you can make decisions because if substantively there is a case, but minor, I'm talking about minor procedural defects. In this case, you could see that the speaker defense, even though the speaker did not file, but they pick up the speaker defense from the application that he made to set aside. Some people still believe it was inappropriate, but I believe when there is substance in an application, a court can use its discretion to cure minor defects in that of procedure.
So what would you make, or what do you make?
Yes.
Or for example, the Sal case.
Okay.
Which traveled for 3 years. Okay. I'm sure you are conversant with Sal.
Yeah, I mean, the constituency that was not...
they were not allowed.
Yes,
the Central Kofi, Akwafu, Lolobi, and Lepe.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
That the High Court heard the case.
Okay.
The case traveled for 3 years.
Okay.
With lawyers moving from Accra, going there after. And after 3 years, the court announces that it has no jurisdiction in the matter.
You mean the Supreme Court said
the High Court?
No, the High Court.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I can't. I don't really. I mean, I'm not taking steps to actually read the ruling, but article. If it is what they call it. I don't know why that court said they didn't have the jurisdiction. Is it because it was a wrong forum? Because I would have thought that by virtue of Article 99, the High Court have a jurisdiction to hear parliamentary disputes, especially whether somebody is validly elected or some problem. Because if you look at the case of Zachariah, the High Court, I mean the Supreme Court had the opportunity to make pronouncement that when it comes to even parliamentary, the highest court you could go to is the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal will be the last point. So I'm not really, I don't really know the details as to why the reasoning was that way. They don't have jurisdiction. I don't know whether sometimes is a forum or what is the problem. But having said that, when you come to coming back to this case again, Article 130, whether would they have jurisdiction? So some people's argument is that, especially Justice Tanko and the minority, and I've listened to Justice Chikata, Article 99 exclusively gave it to the High Court and not the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court, according to them, should have directed it to the High Court. But Efenyo Markin did not go under Article 99. He went under Article 130 to interpret the Constitution, especially the G and H. So I'm not really sure why they say still go to the High Court. Because if you had gone to the High Court, I believe there would have still be the need to seek for interpretation from the Supreme Court. But then there was no active case in the Supreme Court. Somebody have already taken it up himself in the name of the Speaker to make some pronouncement. So if somebody had already made pronouncement and you believe that the power they assumed was wrong, where would be the right place to go? I believe it will be the Supreme Court because you'll be asking for interpretation of it. And I think the Speaker was actually wrong. Though he said it wasn't ruling, I believe it was ruling because of the effect of it. And the Supreme Court agreed that this was actually a ruling. Though he said it was a pronouncement or he merely gave information. I believe the effect of it. Especially he was under constructive notice by Fonyo Markin that he was seeking interpretation of it. So I believe the Speaker probably should have waited till the interpretation is made before he made a pronouncement. Or probably he should have gone to the High Court, seeking what they call it, the enforcement of Article 99. But he didn't do that. So and then people said Article 97, Clause 1 is clear, G and H. I don't think they are clear. Because if you look at it, especially when it says seeks to remain in Parliament as an independent candidate, you could see there's a problem there. Because people have given rather meaning to it. I believe this particular provision does not affect these 4 MPs. Some people say the provision affects them. And if you look at Republic versus Special Tribunal ex parte Acosta, the court has given guidance as to when you can come for an interpretation. And among them, the court made it clear that if there's a rival meaning placed in any provision of this constitution, then you have to come for interpretation. And I believe it was right, based on this particular case. It was right for Afenyo Markin to seek interpretation, and it was right for the court to accept that particular, to accept the case, to give them the interpretation, to give us finality in this particular area. Now, the court have given us an interpretation, and we all know the verdict of it. It's made it clear that their actions does not mean they have vacated their seats. There have been various interpretations as to the appropriateness of this particular decision. I believe the reasoning they deploy over there, I accept it. Because one of the things people say is not appropriate because people will no longer be loyal to their political party. But if you look at some of the items mentioned by the Supreme Court, freedom of association and the right to what they call it political freedom are engaged here, which are also protected under Chapter 5 of the 1992 Constitution. So if legal rights are engaged here, I think the court was right to take those rights seriously. And they resolved them in favor of the political freedom of those individuals. And again, if you go back to legal theory, especially if you deploy Dawkins' theory, taking rights seriously, and they say when individuals' rights conflict with other values that are important, then it is always better to resolve them in favor of rights. And I think that is what the court did here. And I think the final aspect I would tackle on is whether this judgment is enforceable or not, because the court merely said the actions of the speaker is unconstitutional. Me, I don't see the problem with that area as well. Is it appropriate for the court to have given consequential orders, especially given what Afenyo Markin was asking for, and given the fact that Parliament is also an organ of government? So I believe that the order they made is based on the nature of the case. And I also believe, looking at jurisprudence elsewhere, there's something we call judicial difference. So judicial difference is a way of respecting another body. You don't go to the nitty-gritty of how they should do things, but you pay some respect to them, though you make it clear that they have gone against the law, but you give them some room for them to be able to implement it. It's a kind of respect I believe the court has paid to the speakers or Parliament, if you want to put it that way. And this is not an exception. If you look at jurisprudence elsewhere, if you look at the European Court of Human Rights, they have a policy called margin of appreciation. So when the European Court of Human Rights makes a decision, it applies the margin of appreciation, allowing the contracting state, for example, if they are ordering the United Kingdom or France, they don't give them specific orders such as consequential orders, but they apply margin of appreciation, giving them room to apply it, having regards to their culture and traditions. Again, if you look at jurisprudence from the European Court of Justice, which is different from the European Court of Human Rights, they have something they call principle of subsidiarity. Again, it's very closer to what the court is doing in judicial difference, where it gives a member state some room to apply jurisprudence, having in mind their traditions and culture and development. Again, International Court of Justice and the ICC have something we call principle of complementarity, whereby they give home states the opportunity to apply the rules of a territory in a way that reflects respect to the member states. So I don't believe so. So I think here they are giving the speaker the opportunity to implement it in the national interest without telling him what to do and what not to do. And again, if you look at what people were expecting him to do, who sits in the right, who sits in the left? Is it a creature of the law? No, it's out of convention. Why would the court be able to go to Parliament to tell the Parliament who needs to sit on the right, who needs to sit on the left, when that is not even sanctioned by law? It is out of convention. It's a gentleman agreement.
So let me ask you this. Speaking of consequential orders.
Yes.
When the court dealt with the issue of the injunction.
Yes.
The injunction.
Yes.
Did the court not make definitive statements to the effect that the 4 persons should be allowed?
Allowed, yes, yes.
And that would amount to an order.
It would amount to an order, yes.
That would amount to an order of the court.
Yes, yes.
So for a non-lawyer like me,
yes,
I found it a bit strange. And please help me. I found it a bit strange when, in dealing with a substantive matter,
yes,
the court did not go as far as it went when it came to the issue of the injunction.
Okay. Yes, so you could see that I was advancing 2 reasons why the court might do that. Depends on what you ask for. So the first one, the interim order, was very explicit. Especially he said this is a problem. These people are going to be prevented from going to Parliament. And said that their people will not get the right representation. And I think the court accepted it by making that particular order. So judicial difference is also based on what you're trying to cure. So they will always balance things. Especially, what surprised me was the difference that was paid, having in mind the press conference that the speaker had. Because that press conference tells me that the speaker does not see what the court was going to do to be legitimate. Because he said the court, the judges was in bed with the president to undermine the constitution. Yes, so it so baffled me. I don't know exactly what the court did there in the substantive case. Was it a difference, or is it because Afenyo Martin, especially he had not amended his case? Maybe we need another opportunity for the court to explain why they did that. But the 2 reasons I gave, they're just my own speculation. But I believe that it is right that sometimes court need to have that in mind. Because what business would the court have to be able to tell Parliament this person needs to sit on the right, this person would need to sit on the left? Do you think a court could do that? Because that would be a direct political interference, especially if it's not emanating from the law. If the law provides for that, then we may have an issue. But the fact that the speaker do not have the power to make the decision they made, for that side, I've already explained it to you the last time, that I think if you look at this case clearly, the speaker did not have the power to do that. Because Article 99 is very clear. It has given the High Court the exclusive jurisdiction to determine whether a person has been validly elected to Parliament or the person has vacated. The speaker draws his powers here from the standing order. I think the standing order, Article 19 or so, or 18, is very clear. It says the speaker may do so. And the power of Parliament to make procedure is driven from Article 110, which is a general provision. I also heard my dean explaining this I think on Joy Newswire. When there's a specific provision, there's a general provision. The specific provision takes precedence. Constitutional, that principle is very clear. So you could see that in the speaker's application to set aside the judgment. The court is very clear. The jurisprudence is already clear. Taking us back to Justice Abdullah versus Attorney General, that no, we have already determined standing orders and how they ought to be. Because the standing orders are inferior law if you compare them to provisions of the Constitution. And when inferior law conflict with a superior law, the superior law will take precedence over the inferior law. So I believe I would urge the speaker, even though consequential orders are not made, to implement it fully. And by implementing it, it's simple by doing nothing and let it reset to what it was before the pronouncement is made.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So Kojo Chumbafu has joined us here on the show. Kojo, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, all right.
Sorry about my unusual lateness. I had a family problem. So.
Okay. apologize. I am apologizing to you for messing up your 2025 Christmas plans in Morocco. All the plans. Isaac, he had made plans to celebrate the Christmas 2025 Christmas.
Okay, Morocco.
In Morocco, yes.
Wow.
It's going to
why Morocco?
Book a resort.
This man
at
being,
the beach and
this
all
man
that.
is being very, very mischievous. But you can amend your apology by taking me to Mexico, Cabo San Lucas.
Don't worry, that will happen. That will happen in 2026, the World Cup.
Yes, and, please, by any means necessary.
Morocco is a beautiful country.
Very beautiful.
I've been to Rabat. I've been to Casablanca.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. I first
we're just talking about Ghana's. What I meant was that. I was just referring to our inability to qualify for the AFCON. That AFCON will be played in the Christmas of 2025.
2025.
I see.
I first went there in 1996. Subsequently, it's a beautiful, beautiful.
I understand you're a great football fan.
Yes.
Okay.
He supports Hearts of Oak and Liverpool.
Why Liverpool?
Hey, Master, speak well.
Speak well.
No, I've heard Jamaicans who are very
otherwise you will walk alone.
I've heard Jamaican friends. We are very curious why black people support Liverpool.
Oh,
because of history.
They should get on it.
No, actually,
I was born Hearts of Oak.
Okay.
I support Hearts of Lions.
Okay.
Because I own it.
Okay. Okay.
And I support Liverpool.
Liverpool. Okay.
He doesn't support Heart of Lions, don't mind him. When Heart of Lions are playing Hearts of Oak, he
I
supports
support Hearts of Lions.
He supports Hearts of Oak.
No, I support Hearts of Lions.
Don't stand
when
behind.
When Hearts of Oak is playing any other club,
don't stand behind. When your team is supporting Hearts of Oak, you support Hearts of Oak.
No, Lions.
You don't stand behind your family house and throw a grenade there. Because you will come back and meet your elders.
I'm not throwing a grenade, but I live.
But you move next door.
I live in my house. I go to the family house when there's a family event.
Actually, the reasons that you cite for slavery and such is one of the reasons why many black people support Liverpool, because Liverpool has a very, very big black population. But it's a popular club because of their achievements.
Okay, so you are just looking at the achievements.
No. I've been a Liverpool fan since I was a little kid. I saw Kevin Keegan and you know what we were introduced to at the time. I think a lot of it is generational. Because if you are like Randy and I, when we started watching Barclays football on the black and white TV, it was Liverpool you were seeing, the Ronnie Whelans, Kevin Keegans of this world, and that's how we got to support it. But I love my club.
Okay.
So Randy, you are forgiving. Don't worry. Just take me to Mexico.
Don't worry. We'll take the steps to ensure that
by any means necessary.
Doesn't mess up.
Any Adekoka means that is needed.
Adekoka has retired. But you mean his philosophy and his methods are still relevant.
And his judicial precedent.
They are still very much relevant.
His precedent is very much relevant.
Anyway, okay, so let's look at the rice brouhaha.
Okay.
There's a story back page Daily Graphic and then front page Daily Guide. Investigate expired rice distribution to SHS's NDC caucus urges President and Nana Kunedo Ajima reports from Parliament House that the National Democratic Congress caucus in Parliament has called on President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo to set up a commission of inquiry to investigate the alleged distribution of expired and contaminated rice to senior high schools across the country. They said 22,000 bags of 50-kilogram Moshosho rice imported from India had allegedly expired on December 20, 2023, yet they were allegedly repackaged into white 50 kg polypropylene bags as made in Ghana rice with the inscription Sidao ECOWAS Regional Food Security Reserve and distributed to the schools. And Annie, if you can put that photograph for me, the original and what was done. Now, The bags without any expiry dates, the minority caucus alleged, were repackaged in an unlicensed storage facility of the National Buffer Stock Company and later distributed to various SHSs where they had been consumed by thousands of innocent students. It says President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Bawumia cannot remain silent on this grave matter which jeopardizes the health of millions of Ghanaian students. Speaking to the press in Parliament yesterday, the chairman of the Government Assurance Committee of Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto Blackwell's investigation led to the uncovering of the alleged act, said the food items were found to have expired by the Food and Drugs Authority laboratory tests. The nation is looking up to them to offer leadership, punish culprits who are largely their appointees, and implement reforms to ensure the safety of our children. So that's what you're seeing. So this was the original, the one that looks yellow. This is the bag. Origin, India. You see all that, the production, best before. The dates are there, when it was produced, when the best before date. Then this is how it was repackaged to look like. ECOWAS, made in Ghana, no expiry date. So they left the Moshosho rice, became ECOWAS rice, made in Ghana. Okay. Now, the NDC caucus also demands the immediate arrest and prosecution of the directors of Lamens Investments Africa Limited and the board and management of the National Food Buffer Stock Company must be sanctioned for allowing their storage facility to be used for this atrocious act. And Mr. Blackwell was also chairman of the Assurance Committee of Parliament, said on December 2023, the Ashanti Regional Officer of FDA received an alert from a patriotic Ghanaian, and this were put out on Good Morning Ghana. In fact, this story broke on Good Morning Ghana on Friday. And this same company, this Lamens, has actually also been cited in the 2021 Auditor General's report for engaging in a lot of wrongdoing. You can check the 2021 report. And Bright Simmons even put that report out as well. But on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper, Ernest Kofi Edu reports that the Ministry of Education has dismissed allegations that expired rotten rice was served to senior high school students across the country, according to, okay, so it recalls what Honorable Okudzeto said. Now, responding to the allegations, the PRO of the Education Minister, Kwesi Kwarteng, described the claims as unfounded and misleading, assuring that the rice supplied to schools was safe and wholesome. He explained that the Food and Drugs Authority certified the 22,000 bags of rice distributed to secondary schools as safe for consumption, contrary to initial expiration claims. Disputing the MP's persistent allegations, Mr. Kwarteng told Accra-based Joy News that the rice was still good to eat and had not expired. The ministry's PR also clarified that Lamens was not fined for distributing unwholesome food, but rather for not getting FDA approval before repackaging the rice. For the record, Lamens was fined for not getting authorization for the repackaging of the food. It has nothing to do with the declaration of the wholesomeness of the food. It says that the rice best before date was indeed December 2023, but emphasized that this did not necessarily indicate expiration. According to him, the FDA had not labeled the rice as expired at the time of repackaging, adding that the best before date was apparently extended. But what they were fined for was the fact that they didn't get approval for the repackaging. Who would fine an agency just 100,000 for supplying 22 bags of unwholesome food? Who, even in the Ministry of Education, will approve the distribution of 22,000 bags of unwholesome rice to schools across the country? Will the Minister of Education sit there and say that 22,000 bags of rice should be distributed to schools knowing they were unwholesome? And would we all just sit there and clap over it? According to Mr. Kwarteng, MP Blackwell's allegations were a calculated effort to create unwarranted public anxiety by manufacturing a crisis where none existed. Okay, so Ishak and Kojo, the facts of this matter, undisputed, are that this rice were imported into the country in 2022. They stayed at bonded warehouse or something for over a year. We're told that it had to do with issues of taxes or whatever. So they stayed there for over a year. Okay. Then this 22,000 bags of rice were moved from Accra to an uncertified warehouse owned by the Buffer Stock Company, which was the company that awarded the contract. Okay. Now, the ministry is telling us that the FDA, what we see on the rice, there's the manufacturing date and the best before date, and we've seen that. It's December 2023. That's not in dispute. Okay. Now, there is evidence that this rice was sent to that warehouse. Okay. and that the police and FDA were informed that some illegality was going on. Okay. They went in there and locked up the place and arrested some persons. Okay. They sent samples of that rice to Accra for testing. Before, and so they now were repackaging the rice, the Indian rice, as I showed. Please put that paper back, that picture back. Okay. Now, this is what they were doing. Yeah. They were moving this rice into this. So anybody who sees it, this is what the headmasters and heads of schools saw. Okay. And their matrons and others, the white, the ECOWAS one. Yeah. But this is indeed the rice that was imported. Okay. So this is what was happening in that warehouse. Now, the ministry is telling us that the rice was wholesome because the importers of this rice had gone to see the FDA. And the FDA had given an extension that the rice could be consumed even after the December 2023.
Best before.
Yes. Okay. That's what we see there. It says best before December.
Yeah, you mentioned best before. Yes. That was what we were talking earlier.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what is on it.
Okay.
But the new one they did has no expiry date at all. Okay. So whatever the extension was, it's not even on the bag.
Yes.
Whatever the extension was, it's not on the bag.
Yeah.
And this bag is telling you that the rice was made in Ghana. It's not India.
Yeah.
And it's giving you a different whatever it is.
Yes.
So they're saying that, look, extension had been granted.
Okay.
And so the rice was not unwholesome.
Unwholesome.
So ignore the MP.
Okay.
And that is this is a calculated effort to create unwarranted public anxiety by manufacturing a crisis where none existed.
Where none existed, yes. Okay.
Things test my sanity all the time.
Okay.
I don't know why, but
okay.
maybe you can help me out.
Okay.
Coach Kojo can go.
Okay.
About 8 months ago, I had breakfast in a certain secondary school.
You?
Yes.
Why?
It's not a Chimata school. Well, sometimes I do these things. It's just stuff that I do, just to be with some of the students and just encourage them to do better.
Oh, you went to campaign?
No.
Okay.
And I'm wondering whether I didn't eat some of that moshosho rice, because the breakfast was rice, water, and bread. So,
okay.
Looking at the timeline, they probably added moshosho to my name.
I wish you well.
Moshosho to my struggles, my health struggles. But you see, there's a saying that a rose by any other name is still a rose. And that bonded warehouse, I am told, is a bonded warehouse of the National Buffer Stock Company.
Yes.
The National Buffer Stock Company's chairperson is the national organizer of the MPP.
Yes. Yes.
Notice how throughout this crisis, nobody has heard from him.
But he's a butcher. He's not part of the functional people.
If they
were deals with strategy.
If they had done something, this is strategy, isn't it?
No.
Rebagging expired rice is strategy.
Hold the functional manager responsible.
Bad. No, I'm starting. Why hasn't he heard? He's heard.
He's board chairman. He's chairman of the board.
Yes, he has heard. And if I were him, I would be coming out and making a statement, and at the very least apologizing for what has happened. But they know what has happened. They know what they've done. And you see, when you do these things, right? When you do these things, I don't know how people sit there and have the good conscience to go about rebagging expired food and giving it to our children.
They said the FDA had granted an extension.
How does FDA grant extension for food that has expired?
Because they have run tests and they believe that the food is still wholesome.
Randy, come on. Does that look, that what we are watching, what your viewers and I and us are watching, does that look like wholesome food that should be given to children? There is an expiry date on food for a reason. There is an expiry date for food for a reason. And if it has come, it is in the warehouses, it hasn't been cleared, and it is unwholesome, the law requires that it be disposed of. And that is what should have happened. That you even go into convention and collusion with people who should know better to go and rebag it using bags that in essence fraudulently depict them as having come from Ghana. It's a massive problem. You've sold it, collected the money, and in any case, Randy, when the Buffer Stock Company was set up, what was the idea behind Buffer Stock Company? Was it designed to import rice and store, or was it designed to encourage the indigenous agriculture of this country? Isn't that what it was meant for? Let's grow the rice in Ghana, let's store it. Let's grow the foodstuffs in Ghana, let's store it and sell it. Basically, we were trying to mimic Ghana Food and Food Distribution Company without the retail element. Well, when we were kids, remember the yellow kiosk, GFDC, that were around all the place,
food distribution.
Exactly. That was the idea, but without the retail element. So, on what basis does Moshosho rice from India now fall into the purview of the National Buffer Stock Company?
Maybe there could be an anticipated shortage, so there's a need to then augment with imports.
Randy, don't you see? Sometimes when you're trying to be the devil's advocate, you end up being the devil. You see?
Oh,
what they did was criminal.
Yes.
Some people were arrested. And then mysteriously, they have been let go. I listened to your program on Friday, and Randy said Sami Okujeto said, one of the directors of the company was arrested.
Yes.
And others came from lofty places, places above God, and they were released.
Place above God?
Yes, it's an expression. Okay. When you are trying to be sarcastic, it's places above God. Then they were released. The problem that we have in this country are things like this. You have a government that is touting free SHS. We have said implementation of this policy needs to be looked at. And everywhere they go, they say NDC want to kill free SHS. But you turn around and you are giving the children expired food to eat. So what kind of adults are we nurturing? Children who have been given expired food to eat and then told to go and learn? It's for me, Randy, whilst I can tell you that I am not surprised, I am still surprised and shocked that people actually go through the iterations of thinking that Emona say, Yempe baga etrese emunu figana. Let's go into the warehouse. How did they even gain access into the buffer stock warehouse?
It's the buffer stock that engaged them.
Thank you. That's why I'm asking when Anabuachi is on all this. Because you should know.
Ask of the CEO, don't ask of him.
Let's go to, listen, these days, Randy, you know how itinerant chairmen of corporations and companies are in the business of the entity itself. Yeah. So whilst we are asking about the CEO, the functional managers, the line managers, I am asking whether Nana Boachi has not heard about this and why he hasn't commented on it. And it's intentional. He also happens to be a legal practitioner. So the question we should simply ask ourselves here, Ishak, myself, Randy, if your child is any of the schools that have been pumped with these 22,000 bags of rice for the last so many months, right? Will you be happy?
So
because I dare say,
I saw a story, I saw a story which says that propaganda and rumors have no place in education. Chief of Staff on expired rights scandal. And said the Chief of Staff Raymond Separa has spoken about the unfolding saga and all that. She described the issue as untrue and propaganda, which should not be allowed in the education sector. He says, you know it is not true, so let us focus on things that move this country forward. Propaganda and rumor mongering have no place in education.
Which part of what the FDA did was propaganda? Which part of the fines that they paid was propaganda? Which part of what you are showing us on TV is propaganda? You see, sometimes it is better not to comment at all. And with all due deference to my good auntie Freeman, she shouldn't even have commented on it, right? Because she didn't address the issue. She didn't address the facts of the case. And you know, yesterday, I also listened to His Eminence Tatu Chikata explaining this court saga. And he said that some of the examples that the court used in their judgment, they didn't have the facts of the case before them, and so they shouldn't have used it. She didn't have the facts of the case before her, and she shouldn't have used it. Because some people will even say that she was even trying to be mischievous. So with all due deference to her, and I have a lot of respect for Auntie Frema, we all respect her a lot. She shouldn't even have commented on it. I contested her in 2008 elections, and maybe the means she used to beat me, the means she's using to comment on it. But you know, I wouldn't have commented on it if I were her. I would rather have thought that she should use her good office to make sure that the children, at least the children, get justice. Because if her grandchildren were in any of those schools, she wouldn't be happy. If her children were in the school, she wouldn't be happy.
In fact, the question I asked myself was that if she went to a shop and saw a product, rice, expiring December 2023, but FDA extended to June 2024, will she buy?
No. I mean, the thing is, maybe Lawyer Ishak will tell us in his submission whether the FDA has even the right to extend the expiration date or they are legally allowed to extend the expiration date of unwholesome food. Unwholesome food is unwholesome food, right? So the real issue is, Randy, very simple. Somebody tried to engage in criminal activity. They were allowed to engage in criminal activity. They were allowed to sell the unwholesome food to schools. And you know, the next NDC government will investigate this matter to the hilt, right? And those who need to be brought to book will be swiftly brought to book without any equivocation. President Mahama, when he comes back, and I say when he comes back because he will come back, will investigate this matter. We will go into it, and those who need to be brought to book will be swiftly brought to book, because you cannot poison our children. And excuse me to say, 55-year-olds who decide to dine with them, you poison them as well, right? It's shocking. I have heard many things, Ishak. Your government has done many things that have shocked all of us, right? You know some of the things they've done. But when you descend to the point where you are fleecing our children under the guise of free education and using our, and basically stealing our tax money whilst poisoning our children, that's very serious. That is very, very serious.
Isaac,
yes.
I'll bring you in. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think when I first saw the story and the way it was explained, I thought to myself this was pure criminality. Then I listened more, especially this morning. I think we had a chat before you read the paper. And when you read the paper, I have a mixed feeling. Instead of saying pure criminality, I now have a mixed feeling. Let me explain why I said that. Let's clarify certain things. I think this is some of the reasons why people say there's propaganda involved. The food is not an expired food. If you see what was written over there, it said best before.
Yes.
Good. There's difference between expired and best before.
Yes.
I've had the opportunity as a student. I worked in a supermarket called Sainsbury's for years. So expiring food or expiring item, you need to discard it very quickly. It doesn't have to be mixed with any other things, especially when a chemical involved. But when they write best before on a product, with my knowledge in working with the produce department for years, what it simple means that from that period to this period, you need not to do anything, you can consume it.
I don't understand what you're
from
saying.
the period of the manufacture to the period of best before date, it means that the manufacturer is guaranteeing that this product is wholesome to consume. But before that period, it doesn't mean you have to discard it. It means that anybody who is consuming it has to physically check whether it's wholesome. When they put best before, that's what you mean. But I will explain. Now, so you need to physically check to make sure that that product. Let me explain. That's why I said
why did they need to? Why did they need to?
So let me finish.
If you give me the opportunity, I'll come
please go ahead.
So, but you see, when you are not presenting it factually, like best before, it's written there, not expiry. So best before means after that particular date that is listed on the product, you have to physically check it, and maybe
who has to?
The consumer.
Are you suggesting that at Sainsbury's?
Yes, I'll explain that.
No,
yes.
let me just ask this.
Yes.
Are you suggesting that at Sainsbury's?
Yes.
When there is best before.
Yes.
And the best before date is say 19th of November 2024.
Okay.
Beyond 19th of November 2024,
okay,
Sainsbury's still keeps this product on the
shelf.
So
what they will usually do, the practice would be few days to the best before. What their strategy is to heavily discount them for people to take them.
Yes.
And if you take it home, for example, and that best before date comes, you don't have to discard it. You would have to physically check to make sure that the product integrity is still there.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean it's
expired. So can say that's is Sainsbury allowed?
Yes.
Is Sainsbury allowed?
No, they will withdraw them.
Yes.
But that is so. Let me explain. I just try to explain the difference between expiry and that of that.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that best before date pass, a consumer may still be able to consume it, but you have to physically check for what? Product integrity. So the point I'm just making is that there's a difference between expiry and best before. So we need to clarify that side.
Right.
But if you report it as expired, we have a problem because there's a difference between best before and expiry. Expiry means there's no discretion. You have to throw it away. Best before, your judgment is called upon.
Whose judgment?
The consumer.
The individual is going to consume.
Yes. The consumer judgment is called upon. Okay. Now, this is so let's report it that way. That best before, not necessarily expiry. Expiry, he just combined it with what? Poisoning. So that's a problem area. So let's report it factually. Having said that, what troubles me is the rebagging and packaging, and also misleading a potential consumer that it was produced in Ghana. That's a problem area. So this is where I said, in that respect, I see that aspect to be purely what? Criminality. But as you can see, I don't know the practice of Food and Drug Board, that when best before date comes, are you able, does the law allow you to be able to extend it? Maybe an investigator, people investigating it, we need to check that. Are you able to do that? Because I don't know about the practice. I was just telling you what I know elsewhere.
Yeah, but it's look, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I'm just trying to be careful with my words.
Okay.
Look.
Yes.
Look. First of all, I think that we all deserve to see that extension the FDA granted.
Yes.
Or whichever.
Yeah, we need to. Yes.
First of all, we deserve to see. Two.
Okay.
This thing. That was repackaged. It has no expiry.
Yes.
There's
so
nothing.
That's why I said,
first of all, there is.
Areas.
Why will anybody?
Yes.
If indeed you have a statutory agency.
Yes.
Granting you an extension.
Okay.
Why would you go?
Yes.
And repackage the product?
Yes.
as if it is a product different from what we
So
imported.
this is what I'm explaining.
And that this product does not even have an expiry date at all.
Okay, so that's where I said I have problem in that area. It suggests to me something similar to something closer to criminality has happened over there.
Randy.
And there's also an attempt to also mislead people as to the wholesomeness of the product. It would have been nicer that it is sold based on what how it was originally packaged, and let consumers know that best before means this and not necessarily it has expired. And perhaps that will also affect the price. Let me explain. Let me finish. You have already you had the opportunity. Yes. So that aspect, as I said, it troubles me a lot. It means that you try to mislead people. So I don't know how the authorities deal with that. But what troubles me more is the way the NDC is pushing it, attributing blame directly to the president and the vice president. This is where people said, we have left the problem and then we've gone for the wrong people. How are you able to attribute blame? I remember listening to the director of legal affairs for the NDC, Mr. Tamakelo, on TV3. And his opening is why people will have problem with this. People like me will have problem with it because I would treat this as pure criminality, assuming the reporter's story is true. But how do you start your opening by saying the Nanadu and then that of Bawumia is poisoning children in what they call it, in schools? So attribution is where we have a problem. So if this is a pure criminality committed by a company, let the blame lays where it originates from. And then a proper investigator will try to find out whether this is really what happened and how can we stop it from happening. But if you take the political element, angle, especially when minority is seen as government poisoning people, you are more or less saying the free, what they call it, the free senior high school the government is providing was wrong. That was the beginning of this evil. If there was no, not just you. I'm just talking about. I don't mean you. I just mean the way the minority is pushing.
No, nobody has said
it's not just you.
Was wrong. No, you see.
No, I mean it's just like saying that. Because why would you attribute blame directly to the vice president? Can you tell me the chain of?
Stop what you are doing. Listen. Okay. A best before date. A best before date indicates when a food product is at its best quality, not when it is no longer safe to eat. You see?
Yes.
When you look at that. Hold on.
Okay.
When you look at that thing.
Yes.
Clearly, there is mold in that rice.
I've just explained
when you cook moldy rice, mold is fungus. Fungal. It is poisonous.
Yes.
If you cook mold, you haven't necessarily broken it down.
I don't know
that is the reason why people cook bad mushrooms and eat and die. That is the reason why people cook cassava with cyanide in it and die.
Okay.
So cooking moldy rice does not make it any less non-consumable.
I have not disagreed.
So when I said you have given our children poisonous rice, I was factually correct.
No,
you are the lawyer.
Yes. I have not disagreed with him. As I said, if something is physically not wholesome to consume, you shouldn't consume it. And that is why I said I have trouble with the repackaging. And the fact that no best before date was put in it. Because at least, I don't know whether the Food and Drug Board, they are allowed to extend.
So let me give you some.
And they have given you.
Let me give you some information. So we put a document out there.
Okay.
And the producers will put it back.
Okay.
So apparently, this company, Lamens Investment Africa Limited, actually wrote to the FDA.
The FDA.
Applying for shelf life. So I've put it on. You can read along with us.
Okay.
Applying for application for shelf life extension of Moshosho White doubled polish Sortex Indian rice 25% broken.
Okay.
So this is a letter dated. Check the dates. 15th of January 2024.
Okay.
15th of January 2024.
Yeah.
And it says that the Center for Laboratory Services and Research, CLSR, of the Food and Drugs Authority, has reviewed the following. 1. The analytical reports that were attached to your letter dated 4th December 2023 on the above mentioned subject, which comprise of certificates of analysis from the Food Research Institute for the underlisted tests, heavy metals, lead and arsenic, pesticide residues, aflatoxins, B1, B2, G1, and G2. 2. Letter from your principals, Satyam Balaji Rice Industries PVT Limited, dated 21st December 2023, recommending a best before date of December 2024. If proper storage conditions, into brackets, dry conditions, regularly fumigated, etc., stated in the letter are adhered to. A letter from Bureau Veritas India, signed 21st December 2023, confirming the statement in point 2. Based on the evaluated information provided above and that of the FDA CLSR analytical report attached, a temporary extension of the best before date of the rice, Moshosho white doubled polished Sotex Indian rice, 25% broken, can be granted only to 30th of April 2024.
2024, yes.
Now, please note that till a formal stability data, data from your principals, the manufacturer of the rice, Satyam Balaji Rice Industries PVT Limited, Gerard Negal, Rapport India, is submitted to the FDA. You shall be required to repeat the whole set of tests based upon which the extension was granted before further re-extension can be considered. So this is what the FDA did.
Yes. So it spoke to what I said. Best before doesn't mean you have to discard. You have to still look at product integrity. So what they have done here is that they have looked at the product integrity and they say it can be consumed up to, I think, 30th April 2024. That was extended. With a provision that if by that time you still need an extension, you need to come, we repeat the process. This is why I say if we report it this way, it is fair.
Now just hold on. Now just hold on.
Yes.
That is why when I was reading the FDA letter, I said, check the date.
Check the date, yes.
So the date is the 14th. You would realize that that letter from the FDA, this one, it refers to a letter dated 4th December. So they wrote to the FDA on the 4th of December.
4th of December, yes.
And then the FDA received, how do you call it? The FDA received a document from India. They are
the processor.
Yes. They received a letter from India on 21st of December 2023. That is when the FDA received that letter from India. 21st of December 2023.
2023, yes.
And the FDA did their review and everything and wrote to this company on the 15th of January 2024.
Yes.
Now guess what?
Yes.
This is the report on the preliminary investigation on alleged unauthorized of rebagging of rice national buffer stock. The Ashanti Regional Office of the Food and Drugs Authority received an alert on 20th of December 2023. 20th of December 2023.
Yes.
About a repackaging exercise which had not been authorized by the FDA. Being carried out at the storage facility of the National Buffer Stock in Ashanti Region. A team of officers were dispatched to the said location to ascertain the veracity of the alert for the appropriate regulatory action to be taken. Upon arrival at the site, the FDA officers detected that the storage facility had been locked up. When inquired from people around the facility, the team was informed that the action was taken by officers of the Central Command of Ghana Police Service, which means that the police had had the hint earlier than the 20th, that they had gone there, or maybe same day, but earlier. The FDA team then continued to the police command for further discussion. The team, together with a team of police officers, led by the regional crime officer, moved to the facility to ascertain the veracity of the alert. Findings. The findings outlined below were arrived at during the preliminary investigation at the storage facility, as well as meeting held with the Deputy Education Minister, Honorable John Ntim Fojo, on phone, and two representatives of the importer, Lamens Investment Africa Limited, in person, namely Eli Dogbe, Operations Manager, and Simon Ajay, Ashanti Regional Coordinator. Now it says, the rice was exported from India by Satya. The facility had been repackaging Moshosho rice from its original yellow 50 kg into white 50 kg with the inscription Sedao ECOWAS, Regional Food Security Reserve.
Okay.
Whilst the best before date on the Moshosho rice was December 2023, there was no date on the new bags being used for the repackaging.
Okay.
Additionally, the country of origin India had been changed to Ghana.
Okay.
Thus concealing the identity of the rice.
Yes.
The repackaging exercise was carried out without FDA's approval nor supervision.
Okay.
The storage facility had neither been licensed for storage nor repackaging.
Okay.
The facility had no qualified or trained person to supervise its activities. According to the operations manager, 11,000 metric tons of rice was received in February 2022.
Okay.
This has been confirmed by the 2 bills of lading attached.
Okay.
The consignment was originally kept in a bonded warehouse in Tema.
Okay.
Due to issues with tariffs.
Yeah.
The quantity at the storage facility in Kumasi is 23,000 bags, whilst that at the bonded warehouse is 10,000 bags.
Okay.
Realizing how close the best before date was, Lamens took samples of the rice to Food Research Institute to analyze for the possibility of extension of shelf life.
Okay.
Having received a letter of shelf life extension from the exporter, the importer, according to the operations manager, wrote to the authority requesting for approval to repackage the said consignment of rice. However, no reply had been received prior to the repackaging.
Okay.
Okay. Conclusion. The preliminary investigation revealed that Lamens Investment Africa Limited, importer of the Moshosho rice, undertook a repackaging exercise in an unlicensed storage facility without approval or supervision by the Food and Drugs Authority. The country of origin and brand name had been changed from India and Moshosho to Ghana and Sedao ECOWAS, respectively. The new packaging material had no best before date, contrary to the provisions of a general labeling regulations.
Yes.
It is strongly recommended that operators of all such storage facilities across the country take immediate steps, supervisors and also it goes on and on and on.
Yes.
It says the rice may be disposed of at the end of the original shelf life.
Shelf life.
This was the preliminary report.
Yes.
By the thing. Okay. Now, so they were doing all these things.
Yes.
When the FDA had not even approved of this rebate.
This is where I said I largely agree with
Then
most.
two.
Yeah.
This distribution was done February and March.
Okay.
We've now been made aware by the FDA that they gave an expiry of 30th of April.
Yes. So it was given out February and March.
Yes, February and March. I'm looking for the
specific date. So here you could see that the February and March they comply with that of the new date that was given. But my trouble,
none of the schools that received this rice were aware.
So that's
that
why that is where
the rice had a best before date of December 2023. And that the FDA had extended to April 30th. None.
Randy, I
should the FDA is in the business of extending shelf life of expired foods?
So it's quite possible they may have the right, they may be given some power to extend, but I don't know that. But as I said, best before is different from expiry. So let's get that right. But then the changing of the date and even the failure to inform potential consumer, I'll have a problem. And the failure stems from the fact that there was no new date listed. If I were them, I'll probably give more information.
So
by listing the next
school
date.
receives this rice.
Yes.
This rice in March.
Yes.
The school is unaware.
Yes.
That the best before date was December,
Yes.
which has been extended to 30th of April.
Yes.
They have received rice.
So they should have been aware. And perhaps government should have also paid less for it.
But who?
Because
The distributor of the rice. You see, you have contracted a company to bring you rice. You are going to give to schools and all that.
Okay.
The National Buffer Stock and the Free SHS Secretariat and all that.
Yes.
Shouldn't they?
Yes.
Have been made aware of this, especially when the FDA says that the Ministry of Education was aware.
And this is where we need to.
And the fact that the company was sole sourced. Sourcing people to bring you expired food.
This is where,
so that you can poison our children.
This is where they said there is propaganda involved.
Where's the propaganda?
Why don't we report the facts?
In 2016, in 2016, if you had this information 19 days to the general election, what would you have said?
So are you saying that no? That I didn't say you, but the NDC who are pointing directly to Akufo-Addo and that of Bawumia. Are they having?
Who should we point to? You see, this is the biggest problem with the NPP in its current version.
Like this, we are not going to get to our
Ishak, you have spoken a lot. I said this is the biggest problem with the NPP with this current constitution.
No, the biggest problem.
You want to take credit. You want to take credit for bringing inflation down from 54% to 25%, for which we should clap when you are not paying your bills. But when you are giving our children expired food,
so you see,
it's not your fault.
That is a problem. With
is it my fault?
The problem is that look, what you have read.
Am I the one who went
to
share the
food? If it is printed properly and the facts are correct, this is pure criminality.
Randy, ask
the people responsible will need to face the law.
Randy,
but if you leave those people,
Randy, I used to pretend the free zones for 8 years.
Vicarious liability, the way you do it.
I can tell you freely that it is almost impossible to move a grain of rice from a bonded warehouse without official sanction. It is impossible. So how did the 10,000 bags leave the bonded warehouse?
At the time he left the bonded warehouse, it hadn't expired.
And I'm saying, how did it leave the place?
We don't
because we are
But
because
my
we
worry,
are told.
My worry is that if I listen to the rep of the Ghana Education Service, if my kids are in school, I have children, they are in school.
They are in school.
Their school, they eat in school sometimes. Now, if I hear that they have been fed with something like this, I'll be outraged.
You should
be outraged. I might even sue.
Yes.
You understand me? Now, it looks like our interest is in defending the acts of a company. I mean, where in this world will a company that does what has happened be tolerated? I mean, where in this world?
No, that is why I say.
Where in this world? Because you see, even intent, you are a lawyer. Why would this company decide that it will repackage the rice and repackage it in such a way that it conceals where the rice was manufactured?
Well, manufactured,
It even has no expiry date. So what are you telling the schools? That you can keep the rice as long as you want to keep them and use them at any time you want to use them.
It actually engages in deception by indicating that the rice, changing the origin of the rice.
We are in agreement in that side. My problem is the rules of attribution of fault. And by leaving the very people who...
So your problem is that they...
do you understand
your problem is that President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Bawumia are mentioned. That's your problem.
Yeah, I mean, just blaming government direct. Government is... I mean, if you are listening
but these were done by government agencies.
Look, government agency, we are not saying government, individuals should be held responsible for this. You cannot just attribute to government, and when they have...
But we are not seeing government, holding people responsible. We are rather hearing government
absolving people, absolving criminals.
Saying they are investigating it. But when you come on TV and say Akufo-Addo and Bawumia is poisoning our children, you are also even causing panic in the secondary schools. Because if you do that...
But there should be panic.
There should be panic.
No.
There should be panic.
There should be panic.
Listen, we should deal with the problem. It is a problem.
There should be panic. If your kids are in secondary school and you find out these details about food that is sent to feed them, shouldn't you panic? What is wrong with you panicking? But if you have this information, because Ishak, you and I, if we were to go into a shop today, and we see a product that is even going to expire in 3 months, will you buy?
But like I said, expiry is different from best before.
I'm saying even if you see a best before date, which is 3 months, will you buy?
Haven't worked in supermarket for long. If it is best before, it's written there, and it's heavily discounted, I will buy. Because I know at that period you can still consume it. Best before, but expiry one, I wouldn't buy. And I'm not even encouraging the shop to sell expiry one. As I said, there are conceptual difference between expiry and best before. Especially if it is chemical, expiry means that it is going to affect your health. With best before, if it is still wholesome, there's no problem. But because of the processes that it goes through, look at our local rice. Best before is not written on them, but we know if you keep it for a very long time, something they call salmonella. I think that's one of the dangerous bacteria that can kill. Every food that is kept for a very long time, that bacteria is likely to kill. But locally, we keep them. We keep even product that is even longer than this rice. But because it's a commercial product, you have to give the clear information to the people. My problem with these people is the deception by concealing the date and the fact that you've not even informed them about the origin of that product. I have a problem with it. And you could see there's some element of criminality if what is reported is correct. But we have to attribute the blame appropriately. You don't leave the people who commit this act, and you are going for the government as a whole. Government is the one poisoning children. If you do that, you have left the problem.
Government bought the rice. And government distributed the rice.
Yes, but
I want my time to reply, Ishak. You see, Ishak, listen. You mentioned you mentioned salmonella.
Yes.
Salmonella occurs in meat and dairy products.
Yes.
Especially white meats like chicken, pork, and then dairy products, milk, yogurts, and things.
Yogurt and others, yes.
This is grain.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
You saw the fungus in the grain.
I saw, yes.
And I am saying to you
that
food products
go
through chemical processes even when they are stored.
I don't disagree with you.
Right. You saw the fungus, and I am telling you that boiling fungus does not break down the toxins.
So, Randy, that's another problem area.
So wait. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Why would you go ahead to sell such a thing?
Please, let me finish.
Let
me finish.
To cook such a thing
let me finish. I beg you. Let me finish.
Okay.
You see where your attribution is?
Yes.
You said Metro has received the rice. Oh, Ishak.
Go ahead.
You said Metro has received the rice, so she should have known not to boil it.
Yes.
But the people who paid for the rice, and the sole sourcing, they shouldn't have known not to buy it. You have heard Randy tell us that the Ministry of Education was aware. Indeed, the Deputy Minister of Education, our good friend, Reverend Intim Fojo, a reverend nonetheless, was in on it. Right? But you are attributing it to the Metro.
No.
The Metro should have seen not to buy it. But the people who bought it should not have seen not to buy it. The people who bagged it should not have seen not to buy the bags and bag it in an unauthorized location. I'm coming, lawyer. I'm coming.
So one of our viewers sends me, he says, my son in Presec told me about this Moshosho rice early part of this year. They went into the dining hall.
The Moshosho come out for this.
I saw the boys saw the empty sacks of Moshosho rice. So it looks like some had been distributed earlier.
Randy,
then it says
it was done under sole sourcing.
They went to the dining hall during lunchtime and some of the boys saw the empty sacks. With the said best before date at the back of the dining hall building. News went around that the rice was for poultry feed. So the boys became reluctant to eat rice from the dining hall.
Randy, the problem we are highlighting that lawyer Ishak is refusing to understand is the chain of verifiable the chain of verifiable command under which this thing should never have happened. And you have accepted that the rebagging was criminal. You have accepted that not seeking permission to do this thing at the unauthorized location was also probably criminal. So I am asking you why the Ministry of Education went ahead and sourced poisonous rice for our children. And you are saying that I should not attribute it to Vice President Bawumia. If they had imported rice that the children were eating and blowing their exams, would you not have come to sit here and said that the rice that Bawumia imported is what is making the children pass their exams? How many times have I not heard you on this platform touting free SHS and not even listening to the fact that there are aspects of the free SHS that we need to make better? Part of what we have been talking about is feeding. You should give the children good food to eat. If you are not even going to give them steak and caviar, Don't give them rice that has fungus that cannot be broken down. You see, the vagrancies of people eating bad food does not necessarily have to happen immediately. Like we've gone and eating DDT fish in a choba and your stomach is running.
Yeah.
Some of it can be long term. You know enough to know that toxins can act long term. So when the children leave the free education and they are education free because there are toxins in their brain that do not make them learn properly. You see, what is going on in this country, Ishak, it's wrong. This business of you people 88% sole sourcing everything that happens in this country because some cronies need to get the contract to make themselves richer. And one of the things that has been said is that the proprietors of that Lamens are NPP financiers in the Ashanti region. So there is a verifiable and veritable chain of command that leads to the criminality we are talking about. So instead of defending it, if you were Attorney General today, you should be running after those people and hauling them to court. That is what we are saying. You won't buy it. I won't buy it. You don't want your children to eat it. Randy doesn't want their children to eat it, but somebody's children have ate it. Why are we doing that in this country? Why? What are we looking for? What are we looking for, Ishak? What are we looking for? Selling expired rice to our children to eat so that we can buy new Land Cruisers and marry new wives? Is that what we are doing? No, call it whatever you want. Listen, Ishak, let me just round up. Ishak, let me round up so you can go. Let me round up, please.
Yes.
You see, I may be obloviating.
Yes.
Right? And you can call it propaganda, you can call it whatever you want to call it. You people have given me the opportunity to do what I'm doing.
No, you shouldn't.
No, I should. I am saying that the people who have sold this expired rice to the government have used the money to do something.
Okay.
And I'm saying some of the things that they may have used it to do to buy new Land Cruisers and marry new wives. It's possible. Well, it is possible. It is possible, right? Say it after me.
Not negative side. Positive side is possible. Let me explain this.
It is positively possible. It is also possible, Ishak, that
when we have a genuine problem, we politicize it. You see, this may not be the only problem that we have. Maybe elsewhere, similar things are happening. And if we really want to take a proper bite at this, we need to see it, if the facts are correct, as pure criminality. And law enforcement will need to be engaged. As I said,
Randy,
there's difference between...
Randy, this one, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Ishak, no, Ishak. Bus branding. Ishak, no, Randy, please, let me throw this one in because somebody just said this to me. When bus branding happened, did you not attribute it to President Mahama? Was it President Mahama who branded the bus?
His photo. We can attribute it because he was the final product on it.
But who passed free SHS?
Okay, but you've thrown that point.
I have thrown
that
point
went against you.
Oh, it didn't go against me.
Muhammad's photo was there.
If somebody put Muhammad's photo on the bus, is it him? Did he put his own photo on the bus?
When something bad is happening, as I said, that some part of the story troubles me. Our problem is why some people might find the need to fight back is the way it's not reported fairly. If you tell me it is used before, and somebody who had the nail between expiry and used before, is able to make an informed decision. As I said, if repackaging was there, and that misled Ghanaians to think it was produced in Ghana, and the fact that the FDA extended it to 30th April, and if that information was missing, as a lawyer, it will tell me there is a mens rea to deceive people into thinking that this is a wholesome product. Because the whole idea of use before is the fact that after that particular date, you have to check for product integrity, that this product is capable of consuming. The fact that that information is missing troubles me very much. And then we need to investigate properly to see that are these facts as reported correct? If they are correct, the law enforcement would need to kick in for law enforcement to deal with it. But if we leave it and come to TV and then directly said Bawumia and the president need to be blamed. This nitty-gritty aspect is not there. You see, there are rules of attribution. When would somebody be culpable for the behavior of other people?
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You are familiar with England.
Okay, yes.
If this were to happen in the school system in England, what would have happened by now?
Oh, if this report was, so it all depends on where you can lay blame. If, for example, direct government policy leads to this, it's possible that the minister could resign or something, somebody higher who authorized it directly could have probably said, okay, I will take responsibility for it. But provided you can attribute blame for failure of some sort of policy they have put in place. Here, we have not yet ascertained that.
But I'm saying that if I give a contract for rice to be supplied for consumption by students, and I'm paying. I'm paying with the state's money.
With the state's money,
yes. Money.
Yes.
Now, and it turns out that all these things have happened. In the list, shouldn't something be happening apart from the fine? In fact, I'm thinking of this story and then people hearing that there was 100,000 CD fine, that 50,000 was paid. That's what, that is the punishment for such culpability.
Yes, so I don't know the details of that fact, whether something they were actually fined. It means that
repackaging without
somebody without
authorization.
Without authorization.
So nothing about the.
So you are talking about the December repackaging.
Yes.
That they did whilst waiting for the.
That is what they were fined for. Nothing else.
So that means that the authority may have to deal with the subsequent report that we are having. That aside that they now repackage it without adding a date. For me, not the date, not adding the date worries me. But as to whether a product has a best before date of December 2023. Yes.
You apply to the FDA to grant you an extension.
An extension.
The FDA grants you the extension to 30th of April. You distribute the thing in March. Without
telling the consumer that this date is
what you go and change the thing and everything and distribute it in March. When the extension that has been given you is even up to the 30th of April.
Yes. So that's where we all agree that it's troubling. Especially if you tell the consumer that you need to use it by this date. That will help the consumer. But as I said, the matrons will still have a responsibility to check that. The food that you have supply, if you're about to cook.
Lawyer Ishak.
They are also gatekeepers to make sure that children are not fed.
Lawyer Ishak, a very wise sector in Ghana is moving forward to catch up with the modern trends. We are not late. What we are doing is helping our students to have critical minds. So they create. They are not just imbibing knowledge, but they are actually creating knowledge. And I think we need to support the education agenda that the government has. This transformative agenda is worth supporting.
Then the issue about some expired rights served to students, has it come to your notice and are you worried about that?
It is, you know, it is not true. So please, let us focus on things that move this country forward. I think this is our problem. We have good things. Look at what I've just seen. That should be your focus. How you advance the Ghanaian child, how you improve their opportunities so they become good citizens. Propaganda and rumor mongering has no place in education exhibition. Thank you.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
John, mema wakwaba.
Yeah, say.
Alaji, mema wakwaba.
Yeah.
John, I had a bro, one on them.
I really am a gun 19 and Menamo, and then break a crane bijano. To no antina masaba.
Alaji, I had a bro.
Yo, me da say. Moamonim, tamana amawa which mumiana na me boabo na kakra. Na se say de my crowd say me pese me be ware no. Na me ko siesie no. Na me man san gina ne na so biom. No ye kra behwe.
Yo, abusuafo, yes empa. Yo, Amagana. Wasumo.
Mentumi ensan mechi. Sho bread baby a wode me famwe. Amane hu. Baby. Mentumi biom. Forward ever, backwards. Never.
John, wo okwan a wode me very fast so. Ahokyere, ekom, dum so. Hwa me nana no mi. Ya free SHS ya ban ya. Kom anya school anko. Ena hwe ya o ma ye fe.
Ase o ma se sambe sha obo. Sa ho mache 2 o'clock okra. Meko band, na makwa ko yiska. E de abra magana. Na maboni dwetire ama na starting kokon ketenkete.
Hey! Akunta, you are still incompetent.
2% side mama abrabo. E to chacha to say aviator. There be emaso.
Alhaji has also promised us jobs through digitalization. Ejima be busu say.
Alhaji there, metenso a na masore. Emiri bia mekani abesa no. Otimi to kanea light e woni phone so. E ma me ba bia wonam bia. Yo Amagana, enya me me ware ama wo. Alhaji ni John so ni wa chusu.
No ababa say. Eye Alhaji number 1.
Alhaji number one.
Eso.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Matching furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just a breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashphone store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashphone, feel it, know it. Dr. Baumia once said,
every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities. Under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem.
Next joke, please. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800 177 177 or 0302 245 906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby, City, or a high-scoring game at the Bridge. There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet saver, win, even if your bet misses.
Welcome. Please look into the camera for verification. Thank you, John. You are now verified. Please select your preferred candidate. New candidate. Profile being verified. Please choose another. New candidate. Profile not ready. Please choose another. To see development options for this candidate, press yes or cancel. Will cancel free SHS. Will cancel LEAP. Will cancel health insurance. Will bring back Doomsaw. Should I continue? Press yes or cancel. Please choose another. Development options. Will improve free SHS. Free healthcare. Flat rate scheme for importers. Jobs for the youth. Affordable public transport with electric buses. Generally, a great choice. The only choice really. Thank you for voting number 1.
Vote number 1 on the ballot.
A home is never complete without the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you are returning home from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Discover the perfect balance of modern living and natural beauty with flexible installment plans available to make your dream home a reality. Our 2 and 3 bedroom houses offer spacious interiors, elegant designs, and all the comfort your family needs. Experience a lifestyle of convenience, progress, and security. Each home is crafted with care, ensuring your family enjoys every moment. Rehoboth Havens is more than just a gated estate. It's a vibrant community. From safe playgrounds to serene surroundings, it's the perfect place for families to thrive. Join a growing community that values safety, comfort, and affordable housing. Your future starts here. Rehoboth Havens, where your housing dream becomes a reality. Visit www.rehobothsocialhousing.com to learn more.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia number 1 on the ballot.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get back packing so you have to Wallah. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man. Good
Hey,
luck.
Mobile radio. We are star 712 hash. It's much more phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712 hash. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Let's
choose buy tickets for adults.
Love you, boo boo.
No, maybe straight to option 4.
Now we try. You need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets.
I'm choosing random ticket. That's it.
Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
never. Tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest.
The
luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Oh, Manson, what is happening?
Sit down.
Manson, why is your shop so empty?
You have reminded me of my sorrow. You were with me when I went to the bank
for a loan to establish this place.
The bank is chasing me for their money now.
The interest alone is 40% every year. I can't restock because of the exchange rate. Today the dollar is 15, tomorrow 16, and it's even getting to 17. Why? The price of an item, 1 cedi today, 10 cedis tomorrow. The numerous taxes, high electricity and water bills are killing me. I can't plan, I can't save, I can't even repay my loan. All my capital is gone. Oh! Who will save me out of my misery? I'm suffering. Where is help?
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Sector in Ghana is moving forward to catch up with the modern trends. We are not late. What we are doing is helping our students to have critical minds, so they create. They are not just imbibing knowledge, but they are actually creating knowledge. And I think we need to support the education agenda that the government has. This transformative agenda is worth supporting.
Then the issue about some expired rights served to students, has it come to your notice, and are you worried about that?
It is, you know, it is not true. So please, let us focus on things that move this country forward. I think this is our problem. We have good things. Look at what I've just seen. That should be your focus. How you advance the Ghanaian child, how you improve their opportunities so they become good citizens. Propaganda and rumor mongering has no place in education exhibition. Thank you.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. And still with me on the show, I have Kojo Chumbuafu and Ishak, the legal practitioner. Yes, Ishak Ibrahim here with me. We've all been there. You've placed the perfect multi-bet and it's all going your way until it's not. And one or more picks let you down. Well, with Betway's Best Saver feature, you can win even if your bet misses. Even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. This is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. All right. So whilst on a break, the Honorable Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend Ntim Fojo, got in touch and said that the reported meeting with the FD Ashanti region never happened. It's not true. And so we'll be speaking with him shortly to deal with that particular issue. So we'll try and get him to come on and deal with these issues. Now, the Daily Graphic front page says ban surface mining, statesman to government. Front page New Crusading Guide, fight against Galamsey, judges frustrate AG's efforts with long adjournments. And there's another one I saw where the AG is reported to have asked, front page Ghanaian Times, end Galamsey cases in 2024, Attorney General to courts. And says that he's expressed concern about long adjournments. This story is filed by Malik Suleimana. And he expressed reservation on the back of recent developments in ongoing proceedings in the Circuit and High Courts in Second D and Takrady. He said his main strenuous efforts to prosecute persons engaged in illegal mining, also known as galamsey. It was his wish that the courts deliver judgments in all galamsey cases before the end of the year 2024. And is asking magistrates and judges to expedite the prosecution of this cases. And he says some of the cases have been adjourned to December 2024 and January 2025. Okay, but a statesman and retired. Okay, I'm told that we have the Honorable Reverend Intim Fojo on the line. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Doc.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I trust you're good too.
Yeah, by the special grace of God, we're doing well.
We thank God.
Yes. You have made us aware that there is a quick rejoinder you wish to make with respect to your name being associated with this issue.
Yes, thank you very much, Doc, and thank you. Good morning to the viewers. My attention has been drawn to an allegation that Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa made on your platform last week, and this week, today, same is being sustained. And there's a particular reference to my name, and the allegation is that I was contacted by FDA, and a meeting was held. In some reportages, they say on phone, in other reportages, they say in person, and that they brought to my attention that some food items that were unwholesome had been supplied to schools or on the way to schools, and I failed to act on it. I wish to categorically that at no point did FDA hold any meeting with me in person or on phone, notifying me of any rice they had tested and found to have expired, to have been unwholesome, either on the way to school or found in the warehouses of schools. At no point has any such engagement or notification come to my attention. And the second thing I wish to state is that this is an allegation that has come and investigation has started. It is only fair that we wait for the conclusion of the investigation before people particularly attach my name in the attempt to cause disaffection, in an attempt to defame, in an attempt to bring my hard-earned reputation into disrepute. And to the best of my knowledge, the processes of food supply, the food chain, buffer stock supply, and then even the ones that the headmasters, the perishables that they themselves buy, FDA conducts periodic tests on them, even at the school level. And that is where we have control over. When it has come to the schools, then we have control over. At no point, to the best of my knowledge, has FDA written to us or notified us as a Minister of Education or me as a Deputy Minister for Education that they have conducted any test on food samples found to have expired, found to have been unwholesome. There is no such notification ever made to me or to the Minister of Education that I am aware of. And so the specific allegations will have to be delineated and each looked within the specificities that they present. If the allegation is that certain supplier or suppliers or certain institutions have attempted to rebag something, there's an airline which stipulates clearly how unlawful it is for anyone to engage in that. And if indeed there's an evidence to the fact that that so-called supplier conceded and paid the fine or attempted to pay a fine, there's a simple procedure of prosecution that anyone that is so minded can initiate for the law to take its course. It's as simple as that. But the media attempts to want to slander my reputation, to want to push me into a middle of such a scandal is most unfair. And I need to clear my name from all these allegations going on. Whatever bipartisan, national, whatever nature of probe that anyone is calling for it can be conducted. But they need to wait for the findings of that before you want to unfairly indict me in any such allegations coming up. So this is what I want to put it across.
Right.
For anyone that is so minded in passing commentaries about it to be aware.
All right. Okay. So, Honorable Team for you, thank you very much for your intervention. And enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Right. Okay, all right. So that's another thing for you. Yes, he says that he didn't.
There was no such meeting.
Meeting between him and the FDA office in Kumasi. Yes.
This is where we need to really do factual investigation. You see?
Okay. So I was talking about mining. I just wanted us to spend some 5 minutes on the cases. Now, he is recommending a total ban on surface mining. That's Mr. Ebenezer Magnus.
What is surface mining?
Okay, so it says surface mining, including alluvial mining, and
like the water body.
The small scale, yes, the small scale mining. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I think it's already small scale mining. The water bodies is already illegal. So I heard you saying that the Attorney General is frustrated because court keep giving. I think they kept adjourning it for a long period. Was that the story?
Yeah, he says that he's frustrated about the long adjournments.
Adjournments,
and
yes.
that he wants all cases
to
end this year.
Okay. Yes, so sometimes, yes. You can see the law enforcement side, because there are safeguards also in the law to make sure that once you prosecute people, their rights are being safeguarded. I kind of understand why he wants efficiency on that aspect. But I don't know why this adjournment is being given. Is it because they need to gather more evidence, the court needs to be satisfied, or some lawyers are just upset? So that side, we need to look at it. But I think there's general agreement that mining the water body, regardless of political colors,
first one,
is wrong.
They said that the counsel for the accused was absent for case management conference.
Okay, you say.
The second one, that was due to change of defense counsel.
Okay.
And then one substantive counsel for the accused was absent.
Okay.
And then there was one too where the adjournment was because of a preliminary legal objection raised by defense counsel due to absence of an interpreter.
An interpreter.
Yes.
So you can say yes. Yes. Sometimes the court system is just very difficult as well. Perhaps if we all agree as a nation, this is really something that we need to take a national strategy. We could set up a fast track.
Do you know what has just come to mind?
Yes.
Just ask the frustration of the Attorney General.
Yes.
And how he's worried about the adjournments and he wants this thing to end immediately.
Yes.
You know what just came to my mind?
Yes.
Gregory Afoko.
Okay.
How will he be feeling?
Okay.
How will a person like Gregory Afoko also be feeling?
Okay.
Randy, I think this is where many of us Ghanaians will be happy to see, I don't want to call it judicial overreach.
Yes.
I would have loved if the Chief Justice had directed the courts to finish the cases.
Okay.
Deal with it with expediency. Maybe these are the kinds of things that we would want her to be stepping into, because I agree, but I'm saying that a Chief Justice encouraging, let me use that word, encouraging the courts to deal with these matters with expediency will be appreciated by all of us, rather than
I think the Chief Justice is already working on it. I think the President urged them to open. I think there were 5 courts open, and they said more courts will be opening to deal with this case. But as I said, the nature of law is such a way that, especially if you look at our chapter 5, human rights safeguards. So sometimes when you speed up, you allow the people to succeed on an appeal. And I think the safeguards are needed maybe for the greater good. Nevertheless, if we sit down, like the president was suggesting, that organized labor will need to sit every political party down. So that we all agree this particular thing, regardless of political colors. This is Ghana's approach towards it. So that we take politics.
Do we need those who have the power to just do the right thing?
No. You see, if you don't have every side agreeing, we'll have a problem. Because, for example,
but we have just gone to the Supreme Court for interpretation. Did we want every side to agree?
No. But
we've done what is right. So go and do what is right.
We're talking about Galamsey, whereby almost the chiefs.
Galamsey is not different from any other crime. It's not.
But Randy, I saw something 1989.
Yes.
Ghana's first attempt to fight Galamsey is 1989.
Do you know when the first murder trial took place?
Ishak.
No, but you see, it depends. Murder, society generally agree that murder is wrong.
Ishak.
But here is the case, Galamsey.
Society generally agrees that Galamsey is wrong.
Not everybody.
How?
If we agree this is wrong, why would the chief of an area be part of it?
Ishak.
Why would prominent people from a particular area?
But there are prominent people who engage in crime.
Ishak.
It's like you are
Ghana's first attempt to fight Galamsey was not in 1989.
No, I saw a legislation.
It was during the time of the white men. That is the reason why they decreed. It is one of the reasons why they decreed.
The definition of madness is consistently doing the same and expecting different results.
Listen,
that's why I said
it is the reason why
we all sit down as a people.
Okay,
but another story,
yes, you were saying.
There's a story that is actually also making it interesting. Okay. There is an article published by the BBC website. I don't know whether the Ghanaian media.
Ishak. No, Ishak. Okay. You are not the host of this program. Don't come and introduce topics. When you start your program, you will introduce your own topics. What he's going to say. What he's going to say is not part of the topic.
Okay.
It's not part of. Randy, when we finish the program, let him show it to you. If you want to use it tomorrow, you use it.
BBC.
The BBC and said, listen, let me have my take. Let me have my take. Don't use my time to talk about BBC.
About the vice president. From a political outside to the digital man. And in fact, that story is beautiful. The way Ghana is transitioning.
And I will not allow you to say.
Oh, that's not your choice.
Let me have my take on the Galamsey matter. Let me have my take on the Galamsey matter. Don't come and do cheap propaganda here. Randy, we all know that there has been a semblance, and I choose my words carefully, there has been a semblance of dealing with Galamsey by this government, because many of the people who are doing it are associated with them, political association. I need not go through the gamut. The mayor of Kumasi, the parliamentary candidate of the Achumanwe Biajao, all of them, they are all in there. Okay? We know what they are doing. We've heard what the ministers have said, the regional minister for the Western region, what he said. We've heard the parliamentary candidate. We've heard people saying that they will never stop Galamsey today. They will not. So, when people suspect that there is a lack of enthusiasm to deal with this thing, it is not beyond the realms of possibility.
Okay.
What we are saying is that, first of all, we want this practice of poisoning our water bodies, which is killing all of us, to stop. We don't want anybody to come and donate kidney, what do you call it? Kidney dialysis machines after the fact. Let us deal with the causes rather than the effects.
All right, okay. So we need to go. I just ran through the. We need to go.
Oh, we need to.
Yeah, our time is up.
Okay.
It's
so
10:21.
Okay, so we can do closing.
What do you want to say?
Don't close with your BBC article.
What do you want to say?
This is not your show.
I'm just talking about.
You were just decrying propaganda. You were just decrying propaganda. You are sitting here and you are coming to do your. Randy, there's an article on the BBC that is intending to talk about.
The way the vice president tried to digitalize Ghana economy by moving it from the informal system to the formal sector. Okay. And he was even saying that countries such as Britain could learn from that.
Okay.
The way, especially the ECG.
Is it a BBC reporter or the BBC is done at the
No, I just saw it. He will not even allow me to wear.
So it's an article written by a reporter.
Don't mind him.
Okay.
Don't mind him.
It's an article written by a reporter.
When you go and pay people to write things and put it on the BBC, I come to sit and say the BBC reported what?
Listen.
Let's talk about what the World Bank has reported.
Okay. Where's the World Bank?
That you people have destroyed the economy.
Let's go.
That we are not paying our bills.
Anderson in the UK says that listen to the GSPRO quoted, and I felt really sad, not as a Ghanaian but a human being. No remorse, no apology to parents or those children, assurances to do what any decent human being will do. He saw absolutely nothing wrong and was rather arguing with them if I were live on radio. If this were to happen here in the UK where a shark lived and trained, people will be resigning en masse and prosecuted. What are we even defending? This is how low we've sunk with morals and decency. And Abeku Sego says, I wonder why politicians can simply not learn to keep quiet on some things they are wrong. Do they have to defend the obvious? In 2007, an 8-year-old girl consumed a piece of bacon that had gone bad and suffered food poisoning. She didn't die. The managing director of the producers of meat was personally fined millions of dollars, and a company worth $270 million was shut down. The FDA made the order simple. No politician got involved. And
which of the things of court did you go to?
Lincoln. I'm part of Lincoln.
So you have grasped.
So Makojobu, I sent this earlier when we were doing the best of date and the manufacturer.
Yes.
So the main difference between a best before date and an expiry date is that a best before date indicates quality, while an expiry date indicates both quality and safety.
Yes.
Best before date indicates when a product is expected to be at its best quality, but is usually still safe to eat after this date. Most products will last past their best before dates if stored properly. Before eating food, you should check that it's safe by looking at it, smelling it, or tasting it. You should throw away food that has mold or looks different, smells or tastes bad, has not been stored properly. We should be careful about what we consume. And this mushushu changed into ECOWAS rice is something that needs proper investigation, not just asking the company to pay a fine. Again, sweeping it under the carpet as if it didn't happen is not the best.
Good.
All right. So
Randy, I was asking him what inns of court he went to. He said Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yes.
So you have classmates.
Up next is James Trent.
You did graduate.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Good business means seeing the possibilities and maximizing opportunities. Making sure you have a responsive support system backs your business goals. A partner that gives you a stable platform with reliable connectivity and seamless solutions, and better understands the tools required to take you to the next level. With so many moving parts in running a business, we do our best to provide you with some stability. The only kind of stability you can find with MTN Business Broadband, the fastest and most reliable internet provider in Ghana, making sure you stay ahead and stay connected, because we understand what makes your business tick.
Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
MTN. Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
Hey! Today at my office! Oh, my people, welcome. Please, sit down. Today you brought another gist. So what's the gist today?
So, boss, you say that the election is won or lost at the polling station.
Exactly.
So if you be sure, why say if the EC chairperson where they announce the winner? Why?
Okay, all right. I get your point. Let me break it down for you. You see, in the presidential elections, the whole country is considered as one constituency. So all the results need to be collated from all the polling stations before the EC chair can arrive at the results to declare. You understand? Good. You see, it all starts at the polling station. Pink sheets with results at the polling station are forwarded to the constituency collation center. Here, the results from all the polling stations are collated
and the constituency results are declared. The results are then posted right there at the center. So at the regional collation center, the results from all the constituencies within the region are collated and the regional winner is declared. The results are then posted at the center.
Oh, this process belongs, Papa.
Massa, we have not even finished yet. Yes, so now the regional results are then forwarded to us at the EC head office. And remember, political party representatives are there, observers are there, the media is also there. All of them are monitoring everything very critically. You understand? And so, at the EC head office, under the monitoring of all the stakeholders, all that the EC chairperson does is to add up the results from all the 16 regions to arrive at the winner of the presidential elections.
So the EC chair cannot declare any winner they want?
Impossible. You understand? Look, in this process, there is no way the EC chair can declare a winner aside the one elected by the 40,000 polling stations across the country.
Oh, I get down now. But how about the voting for the MPs? That one, how did they do it?
That one is straightforward. Remember, that is at the Constituency Collation Center. So the results from all the polling stations are put together and the results are declared right there.
So again, if a party fails to properly collate their own pin sheet results, or not a
Take note that all through this process, all political party agents and observers them did their feely. Nobody they sleep. From the polling stations to the constituency collation centers to the regional collation centers and even the national collation center at the EC head office. All political party agents and observers them did their constant. Them open them eyes all they watch everything feely. Nobody go fit steal this election inside. Look, even EC chairperson self no go fit steal this election inside. 2024 elections. It be Frenchim, it be clean. Emuda ho kind. No kululu.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get back packing from your man. One lie. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man.
Good luck. We'll wait here. We are star 712. It's much more phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now wait me out of ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4.
Now, you need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify.
Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets.
I'm choosing random tickets.
Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
never. Tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest. The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
In the heart of our communities, change is not just a dream, it's a promise.
I don't have to worry about rising costs and taxes. Dr. Baumia's flat rate tax system is a breath of fresh air. It means I can keep more of what I earn and invest back into my business.
I've seen so many changes in my lifetime, but what matters most is to feel secured. Dr. Baumia's initiative for the elderly is to make sure we are not forgotten. He's giving us the exact care that we deserve.
With digital skills training, I am no longer worried about the future. Dr. Baumia empowers us to thrive in a digital world, making us ready for tomorrow's jobs.
Job opportunities are crucial for my generation. Dr. Baumia is committed to creating job opportunities and entrepreneurship. With his vision, we can build our dreams.
Together, we can transform our nation. Dr. Baumia's plan arranges policies. They are pathway for prosperity for every Ghanaian.
It's time for leadership that listens and acts. A vision for all of us, where every voice matters and every dream is possible. Vote Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Esuro
Vote number 1 on the ballot.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Right, welcome back to the show. And if you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. He's back. He's back. He's back. Desi, the star boy.
Look, good morning. It's been a minute though. It's been a while back. Good morning and welcome. Hope we are all doing fine. Look, hope we are all doing fine.
Oh, God day with day.
I posted that on my status this morning. God day we day. So welcome. It's time for trends, and I'm going to take you through what is trending on X this morning.
But we all know.
Oh.
We all know the number one trend.
No, what is the number one trend today?
Black Stars.
Is it not? Where they? Ghana Blasters. What? So yesterday, Ghana lost to Niger by 2-1 at the Accra Sports Stadium, and Charlie, it's left a lot of us in despair. Let me read some of the comments before I go to after the game when Coach Utado had a few things to say at the post-match conference. Look, you know the funny thing? The South Africans and Nigerians are if you go under the Black Stars post, they are the ones trolling us. South Africa, Nigeria. Hey! Charlie, they're no good. Let me read some of the comments and then move on quickly. This one says that, like we told you guys, ask for forgiveness from South Africa. We will forgive. We are good people and we understand this kind of stuff happens. Charlie, by you. Okay, so that's Kim writing that. Moving on, this one here says that the journalist is attacking the guy's person that doing journalism. Come on, guys, you can criticize him for the bad results the team has recorded under his watch, but to attack him like that is unfortunate. So this is about the post-match conference where a few journalists had some things to say to Coach Tuado. Nana Kwame says that that's all. Someone had to tell him as it is, no mincing. Well, so varied opinions about that. I think we are directing our frustrations at the wrong person. Ghana football has been non-existent way before Tuado took the job. He's not a magician to turn things around within a few months. That's from Randy, writing that on X. Papi, not you, another Randy. Papi says that people vex because they are telling it as it is. No sugarcoating, no more. Journalists should have said it in a better way, though. Okay. And moving on. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering what exactly took place at the post-match conference, this is what happened and has got a lot of people talking.
After that, I went back to coaching. I went back to Gladbach, Borussia Mönchengladbach First Division, assistant coach, but also in charge of the talents. And then, because we brought some young guys up, Dortmund hired me back again. And I've been there 5 years, and I've been also like 8 months because they fired one coach and assistant in the coach. So I did I started 37 and now 49, 12 years of coaching, 12 years of coaching and 6 months of scouting. Now I'll ask you, what am I? And during the scouting also I was coaching. I never stopped. What am I?
Well, then I think you scouting is better than you coaching.
Okay, so
you are good at scouting than coaching.
Okay.
Because in coaching you are not good at all.
Okay.
Okay. Look. My neighbor. It's a neighbor. Or what? Like then
No, I'm terrible at both scouting and coaching.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You don't like my answer?
But, okay.
But what?
Look.
Yes.
So I need that we know the goal. How we go do them?
What do you go do?
The whole, the whole thing where they go on, like lots of the comments, obviously, yesterday's game, losing at home to Niger, wasn't the best. We were bottom of the table, and Charlie, the reactions and all of that. Look, how was the mood yesterday?
Oh, terrible! I was at the stadium. I watched the game. I was there at the stadium. Yeah. Terrible day. Terrible period. Terrible times. The anger, justifiable.
Okay, we all pray for the best in the coming day. Now, away from sports, right? Let's talk about politics, because the former president, Jay Kufuor, spoke to Ghana, I think on Sunday, and then we heard from the flag bearer for the movement for change, Alan Koyochamantin, and he seemed not to be happy with some of the comments made by the former president, and a lot of people have been reacting to that. Let me read some of the comments on there. This one says that I've never seen Mr. Alan Chamantin spoken this hard before. Kufuor really betrayed him. Okay. Someone writing that. And moving on, this one says, Alan truly surprises. Why in God's name would he answer such questions? All because he was not made to lead the NPP. He has forgotten he resigned earlier in 2008. Wasn't the brothers of David in the Bible there, but yet God chose David the shepherd. Stop being greedy. Hey, Charlie, Bible reference with that. Black Risky writing that. And moving on, this one says that you are no more NPP member. So what's your problem? Young Aziaro asking that on X. Brown says that he also said Akufo-Addo was the right man for the job. What do you expect him to say? That's his party, Charlie. Okay. So, Doc, those are some of the reactions about yesterday, the video that came up where Alan Chamantin wasn't exactly happy. He was saying a number of things about...
So President Kufuor expressed his views.
Yes.
And Alan was asked about it.
Yes.
And he's also expressed his views. Or...
Be like he vexed. On that note, we have a few days more to the election, and we are your election central. Make sure that you keep tabs with us here for all the updates about the election right on Metro TV, of course, www.metrotvonline.com. And let me also say that this week is our 63rd anniversary, Tema Secondary School, Tema School. So yeah, to all the anchorites, big shouts going out to us. TOSA 74, 84, 94, 2004, handling this. We're coming home this weekend, and it's going to be super, super amazing. So all the anchorites, come out. Yeah, a day for you, Damasco. No Nisi Optima, only the best. Yeah, so that's it for the trends today. My name is Destiny Starboy, and yeah, I'll see you some other time. That's tomorrow, actually. Yeah. Doc, so that's it. We're going to Tama this weekend.
Okay. Okay. I have a funeral.
Oh.
Yes, otherwise I'd have been there. I've been there to celebrate.
To celebrate with us.
Uncle
Casey, I'd have to get Uncle Casey to come.
It might not be around. But I have
Carlos Ahinkra.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come.
Oh, he's an old boy.
Yeah, he's an old boy.
Okay. Oh.
All right, Doc.
Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, Doc.
It looks like you really want to say something to me. Just say it.
Oh, no.
Say what you want to say.
Oh, what I want to... No, I mean, basically, I was just hoping we'd have a conversation with them last.
Which conversation do you want to have?
Hey! So I
was right that you had something to say, but you couldn't say it. Just say it.
No, we could close the show.
Say it.
No, but basically, yesterday was terrible, like you said. And going forward, we don't know how the thing will go.
How do you want it to go?
at the end of the day, everything has to go. I mean, we need to go back to. We just want to be happy as Ghanaian football supporters. Yeah. Now I'm happy as a House of Hope fan because we are winning on the bounce.
Back to back.
Yes, back to back, and the other team is doing back to back on the other side. So that is good for us. And then Ghana Blacks are like, if they go there, come some, if we go the Morocco some, now it's left to the USA, Mexico.
But you can still go.
See?
You can still go.
Oh, but if I don't go away, my team they there, doc. No lie.
You weren't support Nigeria or South Africa. You were referring to their post.
There's no way I'm going to support South Africa or Nigeria.
Okay. Then go and support Sudan.
Oh, I forgot this video. Look, you saw the video.
Which one?
Of the coach Kwesi Appiah and his players singing Yadina Bayasido.
Right.
The Sudanese players who
I see. They've learned fast.
Assistant coach now Betrom.
Who's that?
Ignatius.
On
one. So guys, we know Black Stars Nkoyi. So it's already on socials that tomorrow there's so 1 or 2. So
there's
we'll
what?
See, 1 or 2 meetings. So we'll see how
tomorrow.
It goes. Yeah, and I am back.
Which meeting is that?
There's an school meeting tomorrow.
I need to check my diary.
Guys, I'm done.
I need to check my diary if indeed there's a meeting and check my schedule.
But why the coach went on the pitch? Why the coach went onto the pitch?
Why?
Yeah.
Didn't you go to the press conference? You didn't go?
No, I didn't go. I saw
so from where I was seated, I saw the fourth referee ask him, like, why? And so I could
just from their gestures.
So I actually reading his lips. I could tell his, I could hear him say, I was excited.
Mama says, more kudos.
I'm sure you wish that somebody else was seated here. Okay. So the real fire is coming, and Metro
Sports
right after us.
The sports guys.
I somebody just sent me a video of them warming up.
They're warming up.
Yes. They're warming up.
They can't wait to finish.
There's serious fire.
The segment.
This morning the original FM guys too were on it.
Gattuso.
Coach Ben, Coach. Hey.
Oja.
Not easy. I was listening quietly with rapt attention.
More fire on Metro Sports.
Unfortunately, I can't see anything.
Yeah, that's why they're not going to talk anything.
I can't see anything. But I'll say something soon. All right. Okay, so I'm next Metro Sports.